What I call the basket of deplorables.
Stop acting like a fool! Get your hands up!
Take two. What's up, nigga? Alright. So, yeah, alright. Well, what's up with y'all? Look, we heard about y'all talking shit about our video quality. What you think now?
A little better?
A little bit better. A little bit better. We getting there. Stop.
Y'all gotta wait for it to render. Y'all know how YouTube is.
Exactly. Look, we have a 720p option. That's not bad. That's not bad. Like,
Especially
it's not the
considering
worst.
y'all not paying shit. This is all free.
Exactly. Shut up. You want to buy me a camera? Damn. What's them topics?
That's actually a good question.
Dun, dun, dun.
So first, y'all want to start off with the Gillette commercial?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep timestamps.
Bro, I don't know what their goal is with that one.
To make us, to put pressure on toxic masculinity.
No, alright, so look, I'm trying to figure out what was their lead, because look, so companies don't just make giant moral stands for no reason. We have to assume that a gigantic billion-dollar company is not just doing this off of morals. Nobody does anything moralistic once you're making billions of dollars. So let's not act like that. Let's not be that naive.
Yeah.
But the thing is, most of their customers are men. So you attack your core fan base. Are they trying to bring in female shavers? Is that what they're trying to do? They can use it to shave their legs. It's a possibility. I mean, the ones that are probably agreeing with him probably don't shave their legs, but I mean, the ones that really enjoyed that commercial probably don't shave ever. But I mean, look, if that's the demographic, if that's the demographic they going for, look, I mean, I hope it works. The video got bombed with dislikes. It took like 2 seconds.
I saw that.
That joint, last time I checked, it was like 100K likes and it was like 500,000 dislikes. Like, they bombed that shit.
Yeah, that shit was bad. That was dark.
Now, for one thing, I would say for the guys, I need to calm the fuck down, though. We don't want to turn into the triggered people that they're trying to feed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't turn into those guys. I see people breaking razors. First off, that is a hazard.
And second,
You gonna cut your hands up trying to be mad.
Expensive.
Yeah, and they spent, bro, first off, Gillette always cool with me. They sent me a razor on my 18th birthday. That was the only present I got. And they remembered. Ain't nobody else remember my birthday. Gillette remembered my birthday. They said, you a man now. Sent me a pamphlet. Yo, that was the nicest shit. They had me forever. I'm always gonna buy Gillette. Sponsor me. But like, I'm always gonna buy Gillette, even if they do that dickhead stuff. I mean, it wasn't even 100% dickhead.
I wasn't mad at it.
They made some good points.
I thought the video was fine. It was just about like men could do better, which we could do. I mean, I don't think it's all men's fault, but it's definitely some shit that we could work on.
I didn't. You know what it was. I know what I think a lot of guys are mad about isn't necessarily that it's like, hey guys, we could do better. It's more like everybody knew what they were doing. They were just like dumping on top of the already.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like they're trying to paint men as like this narrative that we all are like very toxic and we all like support rape culture, which I don't agree with, because I think most men, like, I don't know any nigga that's like, yeah, it's cool to sexually assault people.
First off,
Like,
can we get that out the window? First off, my man's never told me, and then I forced myself, and it was never a giggle. Like, I've never heard that. You know why I've never heard that? Because they would never say that to me. Because you know that's a rap. We're never talking again. Probably calling the cops. Like, I don't,
most men don't go for that. And like, there are there a few select few men that do fucked up shit and that support it? Yeah, but you can find that in every situation. Like, that's like me saying, oh, black people kill each other, so all black people support black people killing each other. Like, of course you'll find a small amount of dickheads that will do and support anything, but that doesn't reflect the large majority.
Yeah, like, look, at least not where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't know what happens in the middle of Midwest Nevada, all them flyover cornfield states. I don't know what happened out there, but at least the people I know, I've never met one dude
who is proud about
that was proud about that. I never even met a dude that said it. So if they did it, they kept that shit under wraps because they know damn well ain't nobody rocking with that. Like straight up.
I mean, even think about the stereotype. Like most people know, oh, if I go to jail for beating a woman, or if I go to jail for molesting a kid or something,
You
I'm
get
supposed to get my ass
raped.
beat in
You
jail.
get
Yeah.
raped.
So like most men don't go for that shit. So there is this weird narrative that like we're all like contributing. I don't think that's the case. But there are some things. That
I've never once contributed. I don't say never once. I don't know what indirect action I might have done that may have contributed, but I've never actively contributed to rape culture. That's
yeah.
that's something else. That's something else. It's
And then I know they were talking about like the bullying in the Gillette commercial.
all right,
which-
all right. But first off, that wasn't
Bullying
no bullying,
The
nigga.
thing about it is like bullying is an interesting situation because I feel like for the most part, the way men bully each other and the way women bully each other are different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like for men, when we say certain things like boys will be boys, like in certain situations, right? Like if my son gets into a fight with another kid, it is what it is. Like boys are gonna fight, they're gonna tussle. Now if he's really like bullying this kid, like making him want to kill himself, that's something different. But it's a fine line between.
The thing is, see, that's what I'm saying. They weren't being clear about
They're just
the
jumbling it up.
essence
They were just
of the toxicity
jumbling it up
that was in it, right?
Yeah.
Like they weren't being clear. They were taking like things that could have went either way, and then labeling just the start of the action bad. Like Shorty walked past the boy, he said, "Smile more." He was like, "Not cool, not cool." Nigga, first off, Superman, who the fuck's paying you? Yo, I would have rocked that nigga. Like, who the fuck made you touch me? You must have lost your mind. I guess I know, toxic, right? Straight to violence. Oh my god. But like what I'm saying is like, yo, first off, he was trying to go talk to the girl. He was like, oh, hold up. He was gonna go spit his game.
Exactly. It's all about the approach. If you
Bro.
approach with some weirdo shit, then that's one thing.
Yeah, like if they would have showed somebody like not letting her walk past or something like that, I'd have been like, all right, but
like
she
them bulls
walked
at
past
the-
and he said, hold up, let me go talk to
like
Shorty.
that video of the guys at that gas station.
That
was some wild
was
shit.
weird as hell.
Yo, that's why I'm so glad I got sisters. Niggas would have got air.
But see, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's always pockets of those weird ass niggas, but I feel like that's a small minority. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the thing is, it's like it's a small minority, but it's enough where it affects everybody.
yeah,
Like
that's true. Yeah.
even if it's a fifth of the population, a fifth is more than enough to touch everybody. So like,
no doubt.
Group of boys always want to ruin it for the majority. Basically.
yeah, like the small people. Same thing with like the image of Muslims, and then they have like ISIS and shit.
Yeah.
Like there's literally 1/5 of the world is Muslim. Most of us don't even come from Saudi, but or like not even just Saudi. No, I'm not saying that. The Middle East, like that problematic side, is such a small fraction of Muslims. If they are Muslims, the government might be dicking with me. I have no idea. But what I'm saying is, if they are, that's like a real small bit. But it makes everybody. It sweeps everybody up in that same canvas. So like when Bull was like, oh, going to go spit game to the drunk because she was bad, and Bull was like, not cool, not cool. I'm like, wait a minute.
How are you?
Y'all know that's how y'all were born, right?
Yeah.
Your dad approached your mom. Like, y'all get that, right? What you think your mom knew your dad since kindergarten? They just happen to be stuck like,
You gotta approach somebody.
bro,
Yeah, it's
first
all about how you
off,
approach
this is counterproductive because y'all like attention. Like, what you talking? Not on some, oh, that's okay to be weird with it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like,
girls be wanting.
Yeah,
guys
girls
to
be
want
like,
something.
girls like to be noticed, and in a nice way. I'm not saying you like to get
It's
noticed
not
and
like
fucking
you're
weird.
your ass man fat. I'm trying to fuck. Like
Yeah,
somebody
that's
walk
not
up,
that's
yeah.
not what you're looking for. But you guys do like
if
to be
somebody walk
noticed.
up like, excuse me, miss, what's your name? Can I holler at you? Like that's,
Being-
that's different.
yeah,
Like,
being nice, being
Philly-
respectable.
Philly niggas be drawing with
Bro,
that shit.
even if you don't want him, if he walked up to you, he was respectable. He's like, yo, you beautiful. I'm trying to get to know you. That will make you. I would imagine that will make you feel good. That would be a fucking ego boost for me. I mean, I don't know, man. But look, they just took the start of it, and I was like, so what? We can't approach girls no more.
I feel like
We can't. Look, if we can't approach girls no more, let me know.
wait. I feel
Y'all
like
bitches will not get fucked ever again. Like,
Yeah,
y'all gonna be bored as shit.
if a guy walks up to a girl and he's like, he tries to talk to her, he's like respectful about it. That's not toxic. The problem is like what you see a lot of guys in Philly do is like, when a girl says no and they don't take the no.
Yeah.
Just keep it pushing.
That shit was always weird to me. I did. I'm not gonna hold you.
Like-
I had to tell one of my mans one time, like, yo, chill out.
Yeah, like
Let it go, bro. Like,
it's
Yo,
definitely
like,
I
I saw
was
a
chilling
video
with a
where-
boy, and I had to like.
this girl was
You know what I'm
recording
saying?
herself. She was like, "This guy's been following me. This guy followed me because he asked for my number." I said no. And in the video, you see the guy behind her. He picks up a what's it called? Like a empty thing of milkshake.
Mhm.
He decks her with it, like throws it at her. And she was recording it the whole time. Like stuff like that. That's out of pocket. Like
Yeah,
if
but
a girl says no,
the
just
thing
take
is,
it.
the thing is, I don't like when people like.
If you get curved, you get curved.
People now have this thing. At first, it was just like toxic masculinity, but now toxic masculinity is just becoming synonymous with masculinity.
Like you
Like,
can't.
whenever
you
you
can't
show-
be so strong.
That's the
Yeah.
issue. We
When
can't address the real fucking issues like what Erlen is talking about when y'all trying to lump everything together.
Yeah,
That's
it
basically-
invalidates the larger part, the larger, more serious parts when you take like these like these unimportant sections and then make them mountains out of molehills. It makes the other actual mountains look like not as important because you're bringing up all these small things. Getting approached, like,
That's not
do y'all not want to get approached anymore? Just keep it a beam. If y'all say no,
Like,
then I guess it's
Wait,
no,
but
and
here's
it's
the
whatever. Like,
hypocritical thing about it. You don't want a guy to approach you, but if a guy tries to do it, say via messages and stuff, you're like the guy is boring or it's like it's basic. So like, what y'all want?
everybody want that magical story where they bump into the love of their life. Nowadays, you bump into
You're
her,
not
she
that
hit you
magical.
with that sexual assault.
You're not that magical though, baby. Sometimes you basic and you just need a basic nigga. Yo.
chill out, chill
Yeah,
out.
even what you're saying about like the masculinity and the toxic masculinity.
It's
like,
becoming synonymous.
yeah, and like I noticed like women try and police the way that men talk to other men.
Yeah.
And I think like the way that we talk to each other is similar to the way females talk to each other is different. Like, you know, especially like if I'm playing ball with a guy or we're playing football or whatever, I might, you know, say some like wild shit to him, but we not really, it's not a beef, it's not
Yeah.
really a bullying. Like,
And-
Sam almost broke my neck playing football.
We did? I did.
Yeah, remember you tripped me and I found him?
Oh,
like, yeah.
shit.
But like, we go in the pocket,
Listen.
like, I don't have no beef. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Also,
the
man,
way
bro,
females-
get past it. Like,
The way women handle beef is so much different. Than
First
You
off,
can
they're
see
still
them
more
in-
dastardly.
yeah.
They
You
have a
see-
lasting
yeah,
effect.
yeah.
Y'all want to talk about some policing people? We beef is
Yeah.
beef. Y'all beef like
Sergeant-
in the most evil.
Stop.
Bitches is devious.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they be nasty with it. Like,
Stop toxic woman.
toxic
woman.
femininity.
But
Stop with that
I
toxic
don't care
femininity.
about how women beef because that has nothing
Yeah,
to do
but
with
like,
Yo,
how y'all choose
like,
to deal with
guys
your
will beef
situation
and then
yours.
will like literally have a whole fight. 5 minutes later, you'll see them joking around, talking. It'll take a moment for them to cool down, but like,
I don't know
Get
about
over
no 5 minutes, but like
Like-
after a week or two,
Yeah, it's
you
like,
cool.
But I mean,
bro.
I don't have a problem with that. But I think the way that genders talk to each other, like,
It's like
in the
way
same gender,
different.
is just different. You can't really police that. Like, just let.
Not even that. I also think bullying builds character, dog.
in a way, yes. That's true.
Yeah.
Bullying builds character, and so going around creating a zero bullying thing is stupid because
When real hardships hit, like
yeah, because then that's how fucking Trump is here.
Yeah.
He was an actual bully that nobody knew how to deal with, and now he's running shit because everybody was taught as a kid that everybody gets a trophy,
and
nobody
part of-
be mean
Well,
to
it's
each other.
different with
and-
Trump because he was born rich, grew up rich.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying is people don't know how to deal
I mean,
with
yeah,
jerks.
the
People don't know how to
bullying
deal with
shit
it
is
because
just
it's not. You don't get to learn anymore because they shut it down so fast. And
Yeah.
in theory, that's nice.
Right.
But you
Bullying to the point where someone wants to kill
Once to kill
themselves is out of
themselves
pocket.
is drama.
But like someone making fun of you, if my son came home and was like, "Yo, dad, he made fun of me," like make fun of him back.
Yeah, like if somebody making fun of you because you got a fucked up cut or you got a big nose or something, like you're gonna deal with that your whole life.
Like
You
in
know
a
what
way,
I'm saying?
if
you know
someone
me, I'll be like, son, punch him.
Like
Yeah.
also, like,
punch him. Like I don't know.
say you have a big
Keep it
nose.
a bean. Like
Say you have a big nose and someone tells you, "Yo, you have a big nose every day." Instead of like some, I'll understand. Some people aren't built the same, like emotionally. Some people can't take that, but most people, I'd assume, like you take that and you make it sort of like your armory. Like someone says you have a big nose, I'm like, yeah, I know I have a big nose. I can't do anything about it, so it's like.
the thing is, they're trying to put hard rules on a case by case sort of problem. Like a lot of things, and that's why
That's actually a good
all
point.
this tense. Oh, it's so tense because all of these cases are getting fucked up because you're putting these definite rules on these indefinite circumstances. So, like, you can put, like, everything is split like that. California, the entire state, if you were married for 3 seconds and then get divorced, it's 50-50. That's putting a definite rule on indefinite circumstances. Because if my man was rich and then you married him and then get divorced and then you get half of his shit and they just be like, that's what the law says. Like, well, 100 years ago I could beat you. Like, that's what the law says.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, is
Morality
that what we
are
want to
different.
do?
Yeah, legality and morality.
200 years ago, we were three-fifths of a human. Like, that's what the law, like, dude, the law is not the indefinite thing. That's why it changed. That's why we got amendments. Like, stop acting like rules don't change or nobody's ever been wrong before. These pieces of paper written by niggas 250 years ago is not going to be the perfect guideline. Like, can we just accept that?
You ever notice that, what's it called? We really don't, make changes to the Constitution and stuff like that anymore. Like, no one ever thought maybe some of these rules should be, like, changed to fit now or something.
I mean, well, people have.
Nah, I don't trust them to change it now. They don't got no common sense.
The issue is like you have the whole bunch of like strict people. I forget what it's called, but they interpret it very strict.
Mm-hmm. The Supreme Justice.
Yeah. So there's the
And
Republicans.
Also,
and
with politics now, it's more too much focus on Republican versus Democrats. Like, it's so much like picking sides that they're not actually focusing on.
They've
issues.
never been focused. That's why nothing's gotten done.
I mean,
We're in the same place we were.
Obama. I'm not gonna be biased. Someone gonna be like, "Oh, you just don't like Trump. You like Obama." Yeah, I like Obama better because he like.
Have y'all seen Trump, bro?
Like,
He's a good clown, bro.
he's just-
I woke up this morning on a timeline full. I follow at least a couple hundred people. How were his tweets stacked back to back? It wasn't a thread. That means he's tweeting that fast.
Yeah.
He's just stacking tweets
He
like
got-
on my timeline. I don't ever want to see my
have
president
someone
do that.
typing for him,
Bro,
There's no way you can.
Trump is literally the first person,
Yo, listen.
the first president that I would not take a picture with.
Listen, I follow him, but like I follow him on Twitter. It's just because his tweets low key be funny, bro. Like
I follow him because I got to keep up with this nigga like a fucking
bro, he
chaperone.
He be posting so much.
Well,
racist
since we're talking
stuff.
about Trump, do you guys want to talk about that video with the "Make America Great Again" kid and the hat?
Oh yeah,
in front of the Native American?
apparently what happened, someone posted an update. Apparently there was some protesters who were African American, and the kids were making fun of them. And what the Indian man was doing was he just started playing his drum to divert attention from them to him, because apparently the African American were like young to the age of the kids with the hats, and I guess he feared that something would pop off or they would just start hurting the African American kids and just start doing shit. So he just diverted attention. They just started messing with him.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I don't think they actually physically hit him. They were just being.
Right. So the full video was them sitting in front of the guy, right?
Yeah.
See, because I didn't
and
watch.
they were just basically yelling shit, racist shit at him.
Okay, yeah, I saw it on my timeline, but I watched it about 10 seconds.
It's basically, it looked like, they definitely look like Catholic school kids being stereotypical asshole Catholics.
I mean, I don't know. I just, whenever I see videos like that, I tend not to watch it because I don't want to watch. I don't want to spend time watching shit that I don't want to see.
Bro, I be sometimes I gotta watch it to remind myself where I am and what this today is. But then also
to remind yourself where like we're in Philly, so that shit would not pop.
It's not popping. It's
but
not
like you gotta remind yourself once you're outside of Philly, especially in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is like one of the most racist states in the country.
Yeah,
so you gotta remember that. Like everywhere is not like Philly. So
man, we went a little bit too far out into like out of Philly, and I was wearing a thobe. Started getting them crazy looks. Start getting them crazy looks. I was like, bro, we better get to this paintballing spot. You better stop playing with me. I'm like, these niggas looking shifty. I'm not. Yo, this bulls. Is that
like 911? I think we have a terrorist.
Oh, yeah, it's really, I mean, it's funny because both of my grandparents are Trump supporters. Well, not yet.
Huh?
Yeah.
I forgot you was halfway.
That's why I was kind of offended when you was throwing all that shit in the group chat about. Mixed people.
This
What?
one is mixed.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this nigga trying to cook this. They don't understand the mixed struggle.
But I
Bro, the mixed struggle is fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna hold you.
Bro, this shit is a serious
especially
show.
now in today's society.
No, because I
Ever
do
since the beginning of
understand
time,
your
we've been
problem.
going-
I
You
do
stuck
understand
in
your
the-
problem because like black people don't think y'all black enough, and white people
Don't
are
think-
definitely not
Nobody,
accepting you.
nobody accepts it, so it's like we
Yeah.
kind of just got.
Thing
beat
is,
up.
I accept my mixed people. I accept my light skinned niggas. I accept everybody that's blended. If you got the black in you, what's up with it? But I don't like when they straddle the fence.
You're saying you pick and choose when which you with. I mean, I guess.
Thing is, you don't have to choose a side,
yeah,
right? You don't have to. You can just exist and be your own person, and then that'll be cool. You don't have to necessarily lean one way or the other. But what I don't like is when they seem to shift depending on the crowd.
Yeah.
It's like they're white over here.
I
When
mean,
they
I
white.
guess with him, he kind of has the code switch with his like
I mean,
identity.
yeah, I'm
when
just.
you're with your grandparents.
Yeah, when I'm with my wife family, I mean, obviously, like, I'm doing different stuff. Like, I'm ice skating on a pond, I'm playing hockey.
I'm not talking about your
You know what I'm saying?
activities.
But so, like, even, like, the way that I talk, like, I probably won't talk the same as what I would talk when I'm around, you know, my black family. But part of that is just me being able to communicate better. So it'd be like if let's say you're bilingual, right, and you speak Spanish, and you're at your Spanish grandparents' house, like, you're probably going to speak more Spanish because it's
Yeah.
easier to understand.
You're-
So, like, when I'm in my white family's house, like, I won't be like, oh, yeah, pass the joint, our young boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm at my black family's house with my cousins and stuff, it's a little different. So,
you're right. You're right about that. You're right about that.
Do you guys?
I don't
do
know. I
family
get a-
reunions? How does that work?
sometimes we do. I mean, with them being Trump supporters, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
But they're still cool. Like,
So how do they feel about you and your one of your parents?
His dad.
my dad. I mean, they're cool with my dad. I think they still don't really understand it, and they definitely don't necessarily like it, but they've kind of just grown to accept the fact that, you know, he's black. And
I'm growing to accept the
like,
fact
they just grown to accept
that
the
you're
fact that
human.
he's black.
Didn't your dad pulled up to the family function with the tents?
Yeah, I mean, like,
But
so it's different, and you know, my dad's like a real like black like nigga from Philly, so it's definitely a different dynamic.
So they're
but-
like, we can't say shit.
I mean, yeah, but they love me because I'm like their first grandchild, and I'm pretty white myself. So I like,
They're
I like
like,
putting my
trying
hands
to bring your Caucasian
like,
son.
yeah, like,
I'm not gonna hold you for a half and half. You turned out really nice with the hair
Yeah.
and everything. Cause look, I'm not saying because it's loose that it look nice. I calm down, raging, born again blacks. Relax. What I'm saying is, like, if you ever seen a half and half, I'm sorry, is that offensive? If I've seen a half black, half white person, usually their hair doesn't know what the fuck to do. It's like crinkly straight, like it's like clumpy, but then it's like kind of straight,
Well, see, that's
and it's this weird blend, and then it ends up looking awkward.
that's part of the mix struggle, because like we come in so many different shapes and sizes. I guess like you have like Mariah Carey, who has completely different hair than what I have, and you have somebody like Lonzo Ball, who has completely different hair.
Yeah,
from
and then we
what
have Steph
both of
Curry.
us have. And you have Steph Curry. So it's just like we all are.
And it's
Yeah.
weird. Before we knew him, like in high school, if he didn't tell us and show
I thought it
us,
was Indian.
Yeah, everybody's like
people
you're
felt-
Indian, so it's like I don't like, you know what I'm saying. Depending on your shade, like you won't fit in a certain area, and especially even when you're a kid, like people don't ever think that you belong to one of your parents. So like if I was with my
Maybe are
dad,
you
people would be
adopted?
like with my mom. Everybody thought my mom was like my nanny or something. Nobody realized that was my actual mom. So like when we go to the pool, kids were like, "Where's your mom?" And I'm like, "She's right here." And then like even teachers were like, "Where's your mom?" I'm like, "She's right here." They're like, "No, she's not. That's not your mom." And it's like, "No, that's my
First
mom."
off,
like,
I'm not saying that I understand that particular experience, but I do know that amount of like denseness that people hold sometimes. Like, if a kid told me that's their mom, I'd just be like, all right.
right? Because
I guess he's mixed. Like, it's not-
Yeah, I could have been mixed. I
Bro,
could have been adopted.
It's
like,
not even that hard of a conclusion to come to. You'd be like, oh snap, I guess he's mixed. Like, you don't have to fight them on it. They'd be like, are you sure? Like,
But
are you
with
sure?
older, I
What?
think with older people, like it's such a like new thing to them that they don't really recognize it right away.
That's crazy. Well, all right, so no, but I'm saying I'm chilling with all with mixed people, light skin people. Like, it's not, that ain't no beef with me. Some of them got an ego though. They feel like they're hovering a little bit above us. They feel like they're just born with this prettiness. And it's a prettiness that the black people fed into. So I'm not gonna act like it came out of the fucking sky. Like I'm not gonna act like that. A lot of black people just was like, oh my god, you're lighter than me.
Tyler Perry movies.
Yeah.
The woman's in a toxic relationship with the dark man, and then the light-skinned man with the cornrows comes in and saves her.
Bro, like, yeah, it's always perpetuated that way. Like, even in, like, old Eddie Murphy movie, Coming to America. The John's sister was bad as shit, but he got that ordinary light-skinned John. Like, you can tell. Bro, she was ordinary as shit. Like, she was anybody. I was watching that joint like, yo, you picked the wrong joint. Like, she was trying to give you a hand job at the game, and you gonna fucking grab that, sis? Like, she was mad that you was rich. Imagine chasing an average joint that's mad that you're rich. Like, I don't even get...
If we're gonna go into that, I feel like the reason he probably went for the lighter joint was probably...
No, but I'm saying the characters were set up that way for a reason.
I mean... If we're gonna put like things into it, I mean, technically he's from an African country, so he's probably been seeing bad dark skin Jones all his life. So he was just like, let me get a taste of a light skin.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of the black people thinking it's sparkly comes from. It's like, oh my god, light skin, that's different than me. And then we just go like, and then we just fucking, and then we inflate the value of like, you know, of a person, and then they get this big ass ego, and then it's not fun to hang around. We perpetuate our own problems. I'm not saying it's anybody's fault.
That is,
we kind of start our own problems.
Now you're seeing a U-turn now, because when we were talking, what our next topic we could bring up is the born again black people.
Oh yeah, you might as well.
The born again blacks, the newfound Negroes. I love this topic. All right, so look, no, cause like, bro, I hate this group. Like, I love all my melanin brothers, but I don't like these. I prefer niggas over these. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's normal black people, and niggas, then it's the born again blacks. Like, that's the worst type. I'd rather a group of niggas walk in the party and ruin the vibe than have a bunch of them come in here like, this is just so beneath you. You're not representing our ancestors. Well, shut the fuck up. Damn! Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be drawing for no reason. All right, so what are the born again blacks?
So
you were saying these people, someone was saying earlier, like pre-podcast, our meeting, he was saying like the born again black people are people that originally felt bad about being black, and then they went off to college, specifically at HBCU or some other place where like black culture is very accepted, and now they come back and they hate on people that aren't necessarily...
Yeah, they develop this holier than thou attitude for no reason.
See how my man's explained that?
Yeah, first off, respect.
I tried.
Respect. That was beautiful. That was the white side came up. I didn't want to do black jokes.
I definitely... I see, like, I see your point with that, but, like, I guess I understand their side, too, because, like, you know, like, that is the growth and development that we're talking on the podcast one. Like, you want to see them become more comfortable.
Yes, definitely. No doubt.
But at the same time, I guess they shouldn't shit on other people that haven't reached that stage yet.
Because first off, it's not even just that. They just come back and, all right, so everybody fucks up, right? We understand that.
Sure.
We don't always make the best decisions. I don't like that people act like they do. Like, the entire world is now, like, acting like they've never fucked up before.
Yeah, a whole bunch of virtues. Like,
yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Like, okay, so nobody's ever... I'm the first guy to do something wrong. Is what they'll convince you. They'll convince you you're the first person to ever fuck up if you let them do it. Like, so, it's the whole world, really. But you can see it in all different instances. When people convert to different religions, they get this holier-than-thou attitude, like they wasn't just a pimp or something like that. Like, nigga, didn't you shoot somebody last week? Like, yeah. No, I mean, he don't got a holier-than-thou attitude. Oh, yeah. He just really likes Islam.
Yeah.
He's never talked down to anybody. Not that I know of.
I don't follow Kevin Gates. Like,
that's my guy.
Yeah.
I get on. I'm doing a verse with him.
I mean, he did have the whole his cousin incident, which we're not gonna get on that because that's just nasty. You don't know about that?
What?
I told the story on it. He's like, I was fucking with this girl, and then my grandma told me that's my cousin, but you know, I ain't gonna stop
But the
fucking with
thing
them.
is, that happens a lot in down south.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
the common
you gotta.
thing.
Where is he from?
See, I ain't
He's
from
from
this
down south
country.
somewhere.
Yeah, down south
Yeah.
where? Because
I don't know.
depending on the scarcity, that's kind of weird. Like, all right, so
I mean, it happened in my family before, so
Huh?
yeah.
Of course it did.
Well, on my black side, it happened.
no, it didn't.
But I
You
swear-
own that shit.
No,
Which
no.
side was it on?
It was the black side. Because what happened was
Damn.
my great uncle had like a fuck ton of mistresses, so he had a whole bunch of kids that only he knew about.
Damn.
So
I'm sorry. That was-
yeah, it's actually kind of sad but funny at the same time. So his wife didn't know about it, and
Dang.
of course his kids didn't know that they had half brothers and half sisters. So one day
Oh, that's cold.
he comes through the door with the girl, and his dad's like, "You can't do this. That's your sister." So his mom freaks out because he's like, "So you was cheating on me this whole time," and it's just a bad situation. But
That's some cold turkey right there.
Yeah, I was like,
Damn.
Damn.
and that ruined them because like they were about to get like married and everything.
Oh.
It's like the,
Like, yeah, like they
it's
was
like
really
the
like.
black side of your family.
So then you
flips the
start-
script.
Yeah,
Alright.
facts.
So then, that's also another interesting I like to pick on. So how far away connected do you have to be to not care? Because like first cousin, hell no.
Yeah.
Second cousin, no.
No.
Third cousin, fourth cousin,
Fourth cousin, like I feel like
like
fourth
third.
cousins
What is
low-
a third cousin?
I feel
like,
like
it's,
third
yeah,
cousin.
I feel
like,
like low key people find out they're like fourth, fifth cousin, but it's like at that point,
bro, I don't
like,
care, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. As
It's
far
like-
removed as
if
you
you
are
didn't-
from our
if you didn't,
timeline,
like-
that's like running into a different clan.
Yeah.
And being like, hey, we meet up at some point. Like, I'm sure we do.
But low key, if you look at science and shit, everyone's low key kind of related. It's just how closely related. So
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
I mean, yeah,
Bro, if-
probably like fourth or fifth.
Yeah, like, okay, third, even if somebody was like, oh, that's the third, I'll be like, oh, that's something else. But, like, I wouldn't be like, ugh, incest.
Yeah.
Like, but I wouldn't do it. But, I mean, fourth, fifth, we might just have to sweep that joint under the rug. I'm gonna keep it a whole, I'm gonna have to keep it a whole beanie secret with you, bro. We don't even got the same last name. Like, how was I supposed to know that shit? Your family's a completely different family than mine. I have no idea none of these people. Like,
Yeah, no doubt.
you don't even see your third cousin. You don't see him.
that's true.
There's pockets of like, all right, so roses,
Cause there's
like that, like
there's pockets of family that break apart from the main family.
we have these little pockets. Like there's one that's like in the middle of Pennsylvania. I pray they're okay. And then there's like down south. Then it's like in California, and like
And you got
it's easy and pretty much.
Cali cousins.
Yeah, I mean we everywhere. Texas and like.
Black people in America disperse.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Rose is such a rare last name that pretty much if I run into somebody with the last name Rose, we're pretty much connected.
Yeah.
Like, it's not Jones. Like, I'm not gonna run into somebody and be like, oh my god. Like, no. Like, if you had a last name Rose, we're probably related at some point.
Shout out to Derrick Rose.
Right. What's up, nigga? Cut that check. I hear you. I hear you feeling better, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, come through. We having a game night at Aunt. I ain't gonna drop her name. At Auntie house, come through.
Speaking of games, so we have the Spider-Man trailer that you guys wanted to talk about.
It was.
I
Fuck
said I
was
was.
that?
I said I was no homo. Actually, let me not say no homo because I know
So
some.
you homo? Say it right now.
Because you know that.
Oh, say it,
No,
say
that
it.
voice.
No,
was
reverse it.
kinda
No.
like,
You said you're not gonna know homo it, so.
but still no homo. I got.
Nah, bro.
So you
No,
know
no,
homo.
so like, you know what I'm saying?
No homo.
Dude, reverse it. If you not gonna do it, then commit.
Yeah.
No.
I just deep in my voice.
So we found out he's gay.
I'm not, no homo.
Okay, let me put that down. on
And
the
that's
notes.
okay. And that's okay. I mean, start accepting.
2019.
Let me move before his gayness rub off on me, yo.
Wow.
That's what I'm
Toxic
saying.
masculinity. That's toxic. Toxicity.
How dare you?
I'm triggered. But what was it? Spider-Man? Yo, first off, Mary Jane a bad. I mean, not Mary Jane.
Well,
Aunt
Zendaya
May.
is my wife.
Bro,
Zendaya.
Aunt
Zendaya.
May is cute.
I don't ever really find her attractive like that.
Zendaya's cool.
She like-
I feel like she's overhyped.
She's the-
She looks like a Bratz doll. You know what it
she's
is?
the
Maybe
perfect
it's that.
cougar.
Like she like a Bratz doll.
She's
She's
just
just
cougar.
cougar. Like age hasn't really hit.
She alright. Like if somebody brought her to the family cookout, like, oh bro, look who I bag. I'd be like, alright, relax, nigga. Like she chilling.
Like you got yourself your white joint. I see you, my nigga. That's
She not white.
No, he was talking about Aunt May. This
No,
nigga's
Aunt
Oh,
May.
Aunt
nigga's
May?
off
First off,
topic.
it's Aunt May. That is the only time I say Aunt. Other than that, it's Aunt. But Aunt May is Aunt May, and you will refer to her
Yeah,
as
Aunt
Aunt
May.
May. Don't disrespect. Who the fuck is
Yeah,
Aunt
she's
May?
bad, and so Zendaya I find pretty attractive. She's okay.
Yeah, because, you know, she got
But
small
so the
ass.
movie you guys like?
Which
it?
means she got no problem.
If we ever, if this podcast,
She got small ass, no problem,
if
right?
this podcast
That's
ever
how it should
blows
be.
up, if we ever get some sort of notoriety or fame, I'm coming right at her. I don't care if I'm a
I'm
ugly
still
nigga.
Ariana Grande gang till the day I die.
I don't care if
Big
I'm
soldier
ugly as
ripoff.
shit.
Big
I don't
soldier
care if
ripoff.
Hey yo, we gonna get
Yo,
into that later.
Big Draco!
We're gonna get into Big Draco.
Her and Drake are just circling the game, like, whoom, whoom.
This nigga don't care.
Dive! Like, he
That's
just,
my white
they're
girl.
just, they
Ariana-
just pick at the
Yo,
culture.
there could be a
Like
video
Carrion,
of Ariana
like-
Grande and her fans jumping some homeless dude.
That nigga probably deserved it. He probably did something wrong.
Wait, they jumped too?
No, I say there could be a video of Ariana Grande jumping him, somebody, and he would not care.
You know what? I'm not covering this. Yes, I'm pulling my nuts, dog. I'm a dude, and it's fucking uncomfortable sometimes, and I'm gonna fix myself.
I'm
I'm
pretty
not
sure
covering
I
that.
adjusted mine like 10 times.
Exactly.
But anyway, back to the Spider-Man topic.
Right.
Did you guys like the video or not? Because I didn't watch it. I'm not a big Spider-Man fan.
You're not a big
It's not gonna
Spider-Man
be-
fan.
Spider-Man to me has just always been like a weak, like,
Nigga, what?
comic book character. I just never.
He had the strongest plot line.
I don't care about plot. I care about powers. I don't give a fuck about
His
that nigga's
powers are fly as shit.
I mean,
He don't even create his own webs.
in the,
So?
in the
That's
country, it's
bad.
kind of useless.
Oh,
If,
this
you,
is-
if you put him in the middle of
This
the
nigga
United
covered.
States,
I can't see. I care about titties, not the plot.
He
I never
horny as
cared
shit.
about the plot.
Nah, but
Yo,
let's be honest.
never
Titties
cared.
over
shit.
everything. You know what
all
I'm saying?
night
Straight
with the
Right.
shits, no homo.
up. I'm not gonna hold you. I got Miles Morales as my screensaver. Real
That's the
nigga.
one that.
That's the second Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
man.
right?
He's the black.
But so yeah,
Panther.
so if you guys like the.
I know. I definitely fuck with it. I'm
Like,
super
it's not
excited.
gonna be a super like it's not gonna be like Avengers type shit.
It's a
But
part.
like-
It's a part of the Avengers
It's
conglomerate.
moving like the thing.
It's
And,
moving the plot
like,
along. It's supposed to be a
I'm
part.
really excited, like after the whole Infinity War, where Marvel goes from there, because I feel like they could go into new Avengers and stuff.
They're gonna give it a rest for a second.
Yeah,
They're gonna give it like
yeah,
3-4 years.
I think they low key want to like revive the whole Fantastic Four and X-Men first.
Yeah, definitely. Because now that they own all the rights to everybody, they there's no reason to not venture into anything else. You don't have to beat a dead horse. They're gonna murder. This is gonna be the biggest box office thing
Kill
ever.
off.
Yeah, of like ever. And then they're gonna leave, and then they're gonna start something else.
Yeah.
No reason to beat a dead horse. You already beat it. You got fucking 4 movies out of it.
For they should get Blueface to do the soundtrack.
Blueface, baby. Yo, they get alright. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I hear that shit. I'm losing my mind in the theaters.
But anyway, so Spider-Man, you guys like
Yeah, fuck
Jump
it.
Force beta is out.
I don't know what that is, but
I don't know
they're
how
really
they
excited about it.
I'll explain it. Jump Force is basically like a Shonen Jump fighting game, so it has like all the main Shonen.
Oh,
Jump
wait, I heard about that
like
shit.
Goku, Yugi.
It, how did they do the animation? Because the animation on all of them is so different. Did they do like claymation sort of?
I think they
Yeah.
actually and they got the main like mangakas of every series to actually come in and do it
Oh,
to
wow.
do their own character, and then the CGI
That's
models
lit.
did it.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. I don't know the fighting mechanics. I didn't get to play the beta because they changed the times. But when I play the beta, I will get back to you guys. 'Cause
When I get an Xbox One S, which is gonna be soon, I'm gonna need all y'all to add me as friends.
I'm not a good fighting game player. Like I'm not good with all the mechanics, but I'll talk to some people because I know a lot of fighting game niggas. So.
No, yeah, definitely, because like Mortal Kombat, you too. I want you.
Yeah, actually,
You watching on your phone. Hi. I want your Xbox name as well. Comment. You know what I'm saying?
Actually,
want you
comment
to
your guys' favorite character for Jump Force. Like, who you guys
Yeah.
most excited for? Because I know personally, I'm very excited for Yusuke and
Yugi. I don't know how they do
not
Yugi.
Yugi. Who's the guy from Saint Seiya? Seiya. I'm excited for Seiya.
You know
But
what
how
I'm-
are they doing Yugi though? Is he gonna be able to summon?
He's gonna be
monsters?
some- I think
or he's
he's-
just gonna be mindfucked.
No, I think he's gonna be summoning like Slife.
Dark Magician in
Dark
defense
Magician.
mode.
Yeah. I think those are gonna be his moves.
But like, how are they gonna do that in a fight game?
I'm
This
not
nigga blasting
sure.
beams at you, and he's like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit!"
I
Trying
mean,
to like grab
yeah,
the card.
yeah,
They
Like,
added Boruto to the Naruto
I did see
section,
that.
which I was just like,
I mean, they're trying to push
Boruto.
so that's why I think
I watch it at like a job. Like I do it because I feel like I have to.
You do watch Boruto?
Yeah.
Boruto is the anime I didn't really like, but I do read the manga. It's pretty good because it comes out once a month, so it's not that hard to keep up with.
Oh, yeah.
And the manga's actually faster.
Yeah, because they break it up into these, you know how Naruto do. You know how they do that shit.
But yeah.
So Jump Force was cool.
Jump Force is gonna be interesting as hell. I want to see Ichigo. I need the Jump Force. I need Super Smash, the new one.
Yeah, that's
Super
on
Smash
Nintendo
Bros.
Switch, though.
Yeah, I don't want no Switch. Put
Nobody
it on
wants to buy
Xbox.
the Smash machine.
Bro, nobody want that shit. I'm gonna buy a whole console for one game.
I mean, you can play that in Let's Go Eevee. That's a Pokemon, yo.
What? I don't care about no Pokemon. Like the fuck is
Yeah, y'all
that?
gotta like this nigga up in the comment section.
Yo, look, I got respect for Pokemon. I watched a ton of episodes of it. I'm not interested in it. Like I was watching it and then I realized
that's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that felt that way.
Yeah, because if you be honest, like how they even.
Pokemon has its place in my
I mean, I like the games more than the actual.
I remember in
Yeah.
middle school, boys would always bring Pokemon cards and be fighting each other about them, but I was always a Yu-Gi-Oh kind of bull.
Yeah, I mean, I played Yu-Gi-Oh competitive.
I never knew how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. We just had the cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh, like actual Yu-Gi-Oh, like casual, and then playing it competitively is
way
completely
different.
different. So.
What's you lose cards when you playing competitive?
No, it's like the mechanics or something.
Like because in the actual like anime, Yugi does so much
much bullshit,
illegal
yeah.
moves.
Well, you can lose cards because niggas do be stealing cards. I seen somebody get his shit rocked at a tournament. Like, sure, you just get his ass beat like all the way. Like,
Imagine that room full of virgins
bro.
just brawling.
And he said,
Like,
it
don't
was a
touch
straight,
my card.
it was a straight hood nigga. And for whatever reason, he liked playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And some boy kept fucking with him. And he said, you know what, pussy? Started stealing off on him right in the convention center at YCS Philly like 2 years ago.
Getting tipped on.
Bro, got wrecked. And then he took that nigga cards. Took his binder and everything.
Bro, he took his real nigga card and everything. He took the whole deck. He said, taking these,
He's
nigga.
like, you got the Satsu Kaiba deck.
My nigga
That's
had
mine.
phones on. He couldn't even see that. He just took the cards. He was in a
Satsu
rage.
Kaiba was also the best
He was.
Yu-Gi-Oh character.
But, do you guys want to talk about Soulja Boy? The Soulja Boy.
Yeah, big Soldier.
Drake?
Drake. Soldier Boy not a
The
legend.
nigga that got bodied by Pusha T? The nigga wasn't hiding his kid, was hiding the kid from the world?
Hold on.
Drake?
Hold on.
That's the
What y'all
bull.
know about this, bro? What y'all know about this?
What is you about to do right now?
What y'all know about
See, now if you get flagged on this because he...
Soldier? Hey. 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 Right here is my swag. All the girls are on me down. Attention. Pretty boy swag.
Hey! What? Ah! Hey!
Alright, let's stop.
Ariana Grande ripped my man the fuck off. Culture vulture ass bitch, the fuck, you know what I'm
You about
saying?
to rock you.
See, not this
Your
podcast,
joint,
we'll
nigga.
have to have a...
Fuck your joint, nigga.
Watch.
Fuck Ariana
I'm
Grande.
not
What's
gonna
up?
see this nigga on the next podcast.
What's
Watch.
up? But no, I ain't even
The
that
Southern
mad.
Rings record was hot, but we
It wasn't even that hard. I'm
My-
mad at people
my
spicing.
hair-
Yo, that was
things.
like, she's the greatest.
But that shit was so hot.
Thing is, she ain't never
Oh
going
my
to wave a
God.
day in her life. She was just like, what do black girls do?
Yeah,
And that was the part that was irritating me. I was like, bro, she was so poaching.
Bro,
It was
you know
like
what annoys me?
obvious.
And she was on Victorious on Nick. She looks completely different than from Nickelodeon than now.
I mean, she still wear her like.
Big Sean said somewhere like,
Big Sean should never get. Big
Should've
Sean
told y'all
actually.
niggas. Should've-
I'm
I'm
mad
trying
they
to
broke
tell
up.
y'all.
You got your name? You got
Yeah.
No, I thought they broke up.
No.
They
What?
still together.
They accused my man's of
First
cheating,
cheating,
but
but
black
yeah.
men don't cheat.
Obviously.
But alright, so we gotta get back on this Soulja Boy topic since it was such a big interview, such a viral moment this week.
Oh yeah, cause look, honestly, until then, I didn't even realize how far he was into the rap game and how many people he put on.
He's a rap
Bro,
legend, though.
he put on the Migos long. He gave him that
Migos,
the beat.
Chief
Yeah,
Keef,
Versace beat. I ain't even know.
Chief Keef, Kid Rich, and the other crackhead.
I mean,
Rich the Kid.
Rich the Kid. Yeah.
Famous Dex.
I mean, always.
Even what's his name? Slim Jimmy was like when we were starting off. we looked up the Soulja Boy.
I didn't even realize how influential he was. I got an all new respect for that nigga.
I feel like part of it is because we were kind of young when he was really like
we were like,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we were like, yeah,
like
but
we found out about Soulja Boy after we grew up.
yeah, but like going back through his stuff and like I kind of always knew he was a bit of a legend just because of the way he blew up off the internet. Like no other rapper has really done that before him. So.
Yeah, but like that respect I just got for that, but it's just.
And he was low key spitting some facts. If people like,
he was spitting facts.
How come you got so many businesses? They're like,
dumbass.
You're not a real entrepreneur.
Yo, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Kanye,
what he said about Kanye was 100%
yeah.
true.
If you look at
definitely,
the
but first off,
if
Goofy joined the desk. What the fuck is wrong with you? You hanging with that slouch too long.
No,
I still fuck with academics. This nigga a whole slouch. They was some bum ass niggas. Like y'all lame as hell. No.
But
no.
Goofy was trying to keep it.
No, she was not. She was in that joint.
Okay, yo, Nadeska,
all
if we ever
funny
blow
shit.
up, yo, I'm coming right in those DMs.
Nigga, you so horny, you can't even keep your
She
shit,
not even
bro.
bad.
She not even bad.
But she a woke queen.
How is she woke? She was up there trying to play Soulja Boy the whole time with her bony ass. Like, how the fuck you
Honestly,
gonna do that? Like,
their
what?
struggle was meant to be after Joe Budden left. Like, I had not.
I mean,
watched that.
obviously,
Like,
nobody watches that shit, but
no one stepped up to the plate after Joe Budden.
they got this any boy filling in for. I don't
They
even.
had
Who
Star,
is
They
that?
had
But
Star
then he's
there at
creep-
first, but
he's
he
a
got
creep.
fired.
He's a creep. Because then he said something about nutting on the desk.
Star was bound to get fired. He's been getting fired. He's literally got fired from every job he's ever had. Like, back from the 90s, this nigga was getting fired. Like,
Look, it's just like. That was just so corny, and the thing is, she was just rolling off
but-
the act. She was
yeah.
following academics lead, which is possibly the worst decision
But it's
to
like,
make in life.
Ever since,
How
I
you
don't know
gonna
why.
follow fucking
Ever since
academics?
academics has been was hanging out with Takashi, I guess he forgot. You're a chat nigga.
Yeah, like he be
He
forgetting,
He was
bro.
first of all, he was beefing with my man Lil Tracy.
First off, Tracy's ass.
well, that
Second
was,
off,
that was
Lil
over.
Tracy?
yes.
Tracy Minaj? Witchblade Tracy?
Yeah.
Tracy,
Vampire mixed the champagne with the blood, Lil Tracy?
he not that hot.
He's not.
He rolled Pete Weave.
No, he did
Yeah,
not.
he did. He was
Lil
like,
Pete-
"Hey, Pete, sir,
No,
what's up,
they were
dude?"
best.
Hop right
they
on that
were
board,
best
right?
friends. And Lil Tracy has his own music.
oh,
and
okay.
stuff.
But
Yeah.
Tracy,
He has
is
his
not,
own
but
favorite.
Tracy is not the hot one in the group.
Yeah, like
Nobody listens
He's
to
the
them niggas.
second.
nobody
The
listens.
only reason.
The only
he-
reason he's the second hottest nigga in
He's
the group
slick.
because there's only 2 niggas in the group.
Yeah, like you got second place by default.
Right.
No, that shit doesn't like it's actual homo.
Okay, but we all know that
I don't
they're
know
the Wonder
anybody.
Twins,
Ellie's,
and he's the ass of the Wonder Twins.
Kuya,
Like,
Ask my man's Quadir and Jefferson. They
I
know
don't-
about
I don't want to talk to them niggas about music.
yeah,
shit. You gonna diss my man's?
I'm not dissing none of them.
Bro,
Quite
these
my
niggas
guy.
was telling me bullshit. Like, Quadir is my man. Jefferson my man too, but y'all be telling me bullshit on the regular. I don't know what else to say. Like,
Oh yeah, Jefferson always used to listen to trap beats, not the songs, just the beats. I'm just like,
Nah, look, he into producing. I'm pretty sure, so that's actually a good move for him. But
oh,
I ain't trying to talk about music, bro. Like I already know that their tastes are so far from mine. Like it's
listen,
not
I'm
even nothing to
saying
talk about.
Lil Tracy
Straight up.
makes fire.
Love you guys. That's still my guys though.
Yeah, no doubt. But,
But
so,
back to Soulja Boy.
so Soulja Boy, like, yeah, like I felt as though what you were saying about Kanye was really relevant because everybody says Kanye is like this entrepreneur figure, but to me, he's never done anything outside. Like he has a clothing line, but that's not really entrepreneur. G Unit had a clothing line.
Yeah,
Rock
like-
had a clothing line.
What
Every
Soulja
rapper
Boy
is
is
My brother
is
got
entrepreneur.
my brother got a clothing line.
Like-
Hold up. First off, check out Rare Gear. That
What?
shit is fly, my guy.
Yeah.
Check it
Bro,
out.
if we could all, we might do
Yeah,
some
what's
shit.
it called? Low key, what Soulja Boy does is entrepreneur. People are like bidding on him because he's taking what knockoff
Okay,
game consoles.
no.
But he made a good point. He was like, "Y'all roasted me for taking knockoff game consoles, but what is Apple and all them doing? Low key, if in China, iPhone
$20.
$20. Here it's cranked up to 1,000, like the max.
1,000.
What's the difference between him and
That
what?
is
he's
Bro,
doing?
first off, it's not
But-
even like you bought nothing though. 800 games.
But I will be honest. The Soulja Boy console, the first one was literally an emulator.
Yes, the first one.
So,
He did say
that's
he has
kinda
a second
ass.
one coming out.
The
'Cause-
second one I don't know about. I haven't really researched it. But the
'Cause-
first one was an emulator. That's why he got the cease and desist.
Yeah.
Okay, but look, what I'm saying is that's not even the craziest thing to sell. Like people was acting like that was like off.
No,
the
I
wall.
thought the video game console was a cool idea.
If it
Especially-
actually been his, that would.
Yeah, especially considering you look at like gaming companies like Epic and what they did with Fortnite, how they stole like a lot of black dances and made so much money.
Which is why he was smart.
Yeah,
because he copyrighted his dance.
So I think Soulja Boy definitely
Yeah,
Boy did.
he had the he copied. He's like, y'all gonna have to.
But even with like dances,
Can we talk about how smart that nigga was? He produced, wrote, and rapped that track. Copyrighted it. Like, this man has been locking down money.
Like, and he was the first one to really like put a dance in like a song like that. Like
Yeah.
the only one I know is like back in the 1980s.
Do the twist. He was like, this is
Yo,
the last
but
time.
I don't know if you guys know, it was like a Spike Lee joint, but yeah, like nobody
This
was
the
really
last
doing
dance
that.
they had before Soulja Boy, the fucking twist
So
from like the 60s.
like Soulja Boy definitely is a legend in the game, and he definitely puts on a lot of people. Like, and he really does like troll the internet for niggas.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know, I mean y'all know, you know about Joseph on Deck.
Yeah,
my
Joseph,
guy, shout
yeah.
out to him. But he blew up off of 4chan,
low-key had
and
to
like the
unfollow
very
that.
first nigga to like accept him was Soulja Boy.
Yeah, I low-key had to unfollow Joseph on that.
Oh, you say he posted his beat?
Yeah.
So you unfollowed a nigga for doing the same shit that you did.
But I don't have the platform.
You did what?
He has a
Nigga
bigger.
posted his
I
Took the first
I
evidence you
I
gave.
actually did that. He purposely did that. And
How you
instead of
accidentally post a dick pic?
I was
For
I
you,
was not in-
Stella. Fuck, I gotta bleep that out, don't I?
I fucking keep it down. I fuck with Stone. That's my people. But the
Leave that
difference
shit out. He don't know what's good for him.
but the difference between me.
He don't know what's good for him. Fuck
Yo,
it.
listen. The difference between me and Joseph on that road, I accidentally did it. He purposely did that and continued to keep
Bro,
doing
because
it.
he was trying to get cosplay bitches.
I'm just-
I want y'all respect. That's how I'm trying to do.
Bro, I opened my
Shorty's
Twitter. I
out-
just see
Shorty's out
meat
there
on my.
fucking breaking it down.
So yeah, so Soulja Boy, we like what he said about we feel like he is very influential in the game. Stacks on deck money game.
Yeah.
And I think like I just
He's not an entrepreneur though. He hasn't done so many lanes. Like, oh my god,
Yeah,
he's
but
just not.
Soulja Boy or
No, I'm
Ye?
talking about Ye. He's like, oh my
Ye?
god, business
Yeah,
tycoon.
he's
Yo,
the
listen.
most overrated
Oh my-
figure in
listen.
hip-hop.
Yep.
The
Like, y'all
problem with
dicky off
Ye
him
is
so much.
his music. You got with Kanye. You gotta separate his music from his work. Music wise, Kanye's a legend.
Music wise, Kanye been dropping shitty albums for the past.
Couple years,
Yeah,
like
it was
The last tape that he had was Yeezus.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
acceptable
made-
tape.
yeah,
like,
made
yeah,
cool beats
but
that
the
had
problem
okay
is
raps.
now he has Trump supporters backing him up. But no matter what Kanye does, the weird black kids and the fucking kids from LA and shit like that will always back him up no matter what. Like, it's like Kanye will say any dumb shit and people will be like, you guys just don't understand the way he's thinking. He's low-key spitting
Because
facts.
niggas just follow trends.
No,
these
he's not.
He's not spitting facts.
Like-
He has no idea what he's talking about.
Like,
He obviously has no idea, and you guys continue to follow him. Like, I don't need you to have a degree in something,
But a lot of his
Right?
fans
but he's not
Yeah,
using his
but you're not
platform.
even like
doing basic research.
yeah, like he's not even slightly aware.
But the issue, I feel like his fans really bigged him up because y'all was the niggas that made him feel as though he was invincible. Like,
Now y'all
agreed with him when he
mad.
said,
Y'all
"I'm
gave
Steve
you
Jobs,
said
I'm
it.
Picasso."
You said it. Y'all gave him a platform,
Yeah.
knowing he was
Y'all knew he was
ignorant,
an ignorant nigga.
and
like,
now y'all gonna get mad. He says ignorant shit.
like when he did the whole shit with Taylor Swift. Like, I mean, like it's just so many moments.
First off,
of Kanye.
Thing is, that was crazy, but also he was kind of right in that situation. But you can't
He was,
support
but
it.
he's just-
You cannot
he's just
support
an
it.
ignorant- He's just
That's the last of
He's always been an
Kanye did.
outbursting person, and I don't mind that. But now it's out of control
Yeah.
because I think it's because his mom died.
that's actually
Yeah.
a large
The
problem.
mom died was the very last time that nigga was sensible.
I mean,
Like,
that-
obviously his mom was his grounding.
Yeah.
That him being in the Kardashian clan and the
Definitely.
fact that these
He
fans
said
is
clan.
ridiculous.
It is a claim.
Y'all, why do y'all buy Yeezys all the time? Like they're not.
They're
not
ugly.
that
They're
hot.
fucking
They're
ugly,
not
bro.
that
They are not
the
worth
best
whatever they're
looking
cost.
one-
Like
the best looking was
the
probably
Nike.
the
the Nike Jones.
no, yeah, the
The
Red
Nike
October
ones,
is
yeah,
the
Red
only
Octobers
one
were
I've ever
fine.
wanted. Yeah.
But everything else was just shitty and
Like,
people just.
if I wore these shoes like 10 years ago, y'all would roast me. Now y'all buying
Them Jones look like deflated marshmallows on the bottom. Like, what the fuck was that supposed to be? Like, I don't get it. It looks like it makes you stand awkward.
Like,
Like,
why
the
don't
sole is all
Why don't y'all
spilling out.
Why don't
Like,
y'all pipe up Virgil like that? But
Who the fuck is Virgil?
that was Ye's man who's
Yeah.
not cool with him no more because they got into like some beef or whatever. Because
He's
Ye didn't want him to succeed.
because basically Drake touched about it. Like,
I can never have a Virgil in a circle.
Yeah,
and hold it back
he's
'cause it makes me nervous.
he's like the one that head designers for what company?
I want to say Nike now.
Not there's another one, Louis Vuitton.
And he made Off White.
Yeah,
He made
he's
Off-
the
he
guy-
made Off-White?
Yeah.
I think he made Off White.
Yeah,
Oh,
Loki his
But he popping now.
Loki his
Yeah.
Low-key, his clothing, low-key be looking like anything.
But again,
too.
y'all just
But
buy
that's-
shit for the
yeah,
name.
But
and
low-key,
I
when you're
hate
rich
it.
like that,
I can
people.
never,
do
that's
that
why,
stuff
bro.
like that.
I would be a millionaire in the Gucci store. Like, how much?
That's
500
what
for the rag.
That's what Soulja Boy did. He went to the Gucci store because they were clowning him about the Gucci headband. He was like, they was trying to. There was a video they were trying to charge him out of pocket amounts of money. He was like, I'm gonna take this joint right back. He was not joking. He was like, I'm cheap. He really is cheap.
No,
That's how you stay
Because
rich.
that's stupid. Like, wait, first off, there is no amount of money I'm gonna make where a square of cloth with like G's on it is ever gonna cost $500.
Yeah, that
I'm
we
not-
had to be way smarter.
No.
It actually has to look
So
good.
much.
People
No.
buy.
I'm not
I feel
doing
like
it.
sometimes I see designer stuff on, like, say, the rich ass foreign exchange kids on campus. I'm just like, y'all just bought this just to flex on niggas and say y'all had this crazy ass bread. That shit don't
It's
look
like,
good.
I don't really care what you do with your money, but I think people should be smarter
Yeah.
with their bread. And like, if you splurge once or twice, that's one thing. But just doing it over excessively is just retarded.
Did we ever really get into the born again blacks?
We kind of did.
I mean, we're just saying that like it's cool that they show growth and improvement, but that they shouldn't shit on other people.
Yeah,
because
it's
of
like
that.
they get overly self-righteous.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So just to cap that all up, it's cool to find your blackness. Just lose the holier than thou attitude.
Yeah.
You're not fooling anybody. We know that your dad's best friend wears a MAGA hat daily, and you haven't said anything about it. So don't ever try to come to me about anything. That's all I'm saying. I know for a fact that your white friend called you my nigga one morning, and it shook you a little bit, and you didn't say shit. And then you're going to come to college and talk about our disparities. Stop. Deal with your home life first. Anyway,
Well, speaking of that, wasn't that one of our topics? College life and life after
college life.
College is lit,
What the
bro.
fuck about a diploma makes you gain 30 pounds? What the hell is that? Like, I was
Okay,
cool
alright.
all through high school.
We actually had that discussion. Oh, you got bigger? A
Yeah.
little bit. But I actually had that discussion. You're not like super big. I've seen people that are like fat and balding now.
Yeah, no, I didn't see some niggas that fell.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, oh.
But what I always say is that you do have to realize that we are getting older, and so as you get older, your metabolism slows down.
And you're not,
especially
we're not
men,
as active.
Yeah.
Like, and-
Dog, I wasn't active for my entire senior year.
Yeah, but
and I was the same
yeah,
size.
But like when you get older, especially men, we tend to swell up more and get more bulky.
No, I don't mind the bulkiness. No. Actually, I slimmed down. I've been slimming down because I've been eating right. Niggas been eating right. So it's not crazy right now.
No,
But it was bad for a second.
Yeah.
It was real bad for a
the
second.
people that I've seen that have gotten
some
really
Jones I
bad,
used to want.
I've seen some bad
Woo! Some Jones I used to want.
Yeah.
Dang, you couldn't pay me.
well, the issue
You couldn't pay me.
The
to
issue
talk
with
to
a
you.
lot of women is, and I don't want to bash on women because I love women, but a lot of girls, you
Who else
know,
you gonna love?
You gotta go say no
well, my
homo.
point is like, nigga, you said all homo.
Yeah.
But then I
We
said
ain't
no
forget
homo.
that. We
Nah,
ain't forget
yeah.
that. Trying to make a homo sandwich. Nasty boy.
But a lot of people like, and especially women, because you know a lot of girls don't like to do physical activity. But you have to realize that you can't just eat whatever the fuck you want and not do physical activity and think it's gonna blend
but
well.
it's like people get mad and call it body shaming, but at a certain point it does stop being body shaming and stops. People are literally trying to tell you, yo, you should really.
Wait a
think
minute. So
about
you telling me your doctor body shaming you?
No, like
he
me,
in that joint like, yo, you need to lose
like
weight.
me, my doctor
You
tells me, yo, bro, you should consider losing a couple pounds because even though you're tall, eventually as you grow older, it's gonna stack up. I understand that. I've been trying to work on it, but it's like I understand that what I need to do to get healthy. But there's people out there, you'll tell them this, and they'll go on a whole like holier than thou, a super pro woman, pro
Because
choice.
it's easier to do that.
And
than
they'll be
actually-
like, "You're body shaming me."
Yeah,
Like that
it's
Facebook
easier.
post.
that.
It's
Like,
easier
that
to
Facebook
defend
post.
people.
The
On,
classic-
it's easier to defend
Yeah.
people on Twitter than wake up and go to the gym.
Yeah, or just eat right.
It's his classic Facebook
Eating right,
page.
which, yeah.
Post. He posted like,
Oh,
at
why
least
is
it was freshman year.
I'm gonna be honest, I was drawn for that. It was like some body positivity model, and like she was happy that she was a model, and I was like, why is she happy this bitch is still fat? Like, which is really drawn, and
Chill, man.
I apologize for that, because that was drawn.
High school versus us was like gremlins, bro.
But
It was evil, bro.
But I will say, like, like you do want to see people make the right changes. Like, I know this one kid that's like bald and like fat now. And what happened with him is like
You gonna have to tell me who it is after this.
Oh well, you
but-
might not know, but he's one of the kids that used to be on like robotics, and a lot of people in robotics like they thought it was cool to not do physical activity, to just drink Mountain Dew and play Smash Bros all day. And it's like, yeah, it works when you're 16, 15, and your metabolism is fast, but as you start getting older, you know, and as the years start stacking up, you really can't do that.
Bro, I even have an eating method now. Like, in the morning, I drink 2 bottles of water, and then I just don't eat until like 1 p.m.
That's another thing.
And then at 1 p.m., I eat like a slightly large meal, and then when it comes to nighttime, I drink some water, and I might have like a piece of fruit or something like that. Like,
yeah, that's all it is. It's just
yeah, no, it's called like the 16-8 sort of fast. It's like 16 hours you're not eating, but like it doesn't feel like it because you're sleeping for most of it. So it's like,
feel the problem in college life with losing weight is some people. Some people just
that's
don't
what they
want
do
to
have
it.
free access to a gym.
But it's like some people would rather stay in their
but you
dorm
also have all
party.
access to fucking food.
Yeah.
So you can go eat all
It's
you want
like,
and then
there's
go out and drink
temptation,
with
but
it.
it's like,
So
and there's the positive. Some people just don't have like. Some people can't self-motivate. They need someone that's why I'm thankful for like friends like Blake and just like all my athletic friends, because they would be like, when they would go to the gym, they'd be like, yo bro, come with me, and I
you
try to make
need friends like
excuses.
that. But that's why you can't surround yourself with people that
bro,
if you think you're overweight and you're unhealthy, don't surround yourself with people. Don't cuddle yourself. Like, don't coddle yourself. Like, surround with people who's gonna tell you the truth. Yo, get in the gym.
That's
work.
real shit. When I came out of high school, I was chilling with people for a year. They was slouches. Like, they was just slouches.
Yeah,
like,
bro,
bro, not even like I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with them or nothing like that. They was just slouches, and they was cool being slouches, and I was cool being a slouch at that point. So we was sitting there doing nothing. My life was going nowhere. I shifted it. I stopped chilling with them. I started, not even like, I'm not going to act like, I'm not saying that they bad people, but I'm just saying that energy is not necessary.
Some people are like comfortable where they're at, which like I cannot.
Bro, that's
like,
the ultimate goal.
But it's like if you're not comfortable where you're at, you want to get somewhere.
Don't try to find comfortability.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like me, in the summer I want to get at least back to 200 pounds. I used to be at 220 now, but when college started, I jumped right back to 240. I'm at 240 right now. I want to be at least 200 pounds. I'm not gonna hang out with people that are like, yeah, bro, let's just chill, eat some food, and just watch movies and stuff. Which I don't mind doing that because like it's fun. I want to chill with people. Not like just because they don't want to work out doesn't mean they're bad people. But it's like I want someone that motivates me to go work out. Because like I know myself, like if I'm not motivated, sometimes I have problems self-motivating myself. I need someone to like figuratively, not physically, punch me in the face, be like, fat ass nigga, let's go, let's work out. So like
that's real. And then you also have to figure out how you gonna do it. Cause like, all right, so I got to like 215. And that looks crazy on me because I'm fucking 5'11". Like, I don't have enough height to justify that weight. So it was looking kind of awkward. Yeah. Like, I had a legitimate gut. I remember because I got in the car in the seatbelt, and the seatbelt just went right under the flap. Like, I couldn't see the seatbelt. Like, it went behind this fold. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And I felt like shit. And I was like, yo, we're not being that guy. I was like, you're not going to be that guy. So then I switched it up. I tried to go to the normal gyms. But that shit is, first off, don't go to Planet Fitness if you're trying to lose weight. It's a waste of time. Second off, they have like Pizza Fridays. The fuck is that? So, that's a waste of time. But then I realized that I started thinking about it. I was like, dang, how do I usually get active? And I was like, you got to be doing something. And I was like, that's why I decided I do kickboxing classes now.
Do something that you enjoy.
I enjoy it. Like, I take all my anger out of it.
Like, if you're saying you don't have to be a professional, like body,
you don't really have to go.
Like me, when I catch public transportation to school every day. So sometimes instead of like I have to catch the bus to go to the train station. Sometimes if I know I have time to get to school, I won't take the bus. I'll walk to like the train station just to like wake myself up.
Yeah.
And like
the thing is that like.
Yeah, and then like when I'm
shut up, John. You have no idea what I feel like. And then,
hey, you forgot my freshman year.
This man
I forgot.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, until senior year,
picture.
until senior year, I promise you, I thought you guys were two different people. I did not know that was you. I remember in senior year, I was like, yo, why Trap always wearing these big ass hoodies? They was like, bro, he lost weight. I said,
those are the hoodies I used to have.
y'all have no idea. This nigga
This
was
man wants
legit
you, like,
fat, bro.
This man was
really bad. But what happened is like I just found like just finding stuff that you enjoy. Like the reason like I didn't swell up after college, like, cause I do eat a lot more than what I did in high school. But like I play basketball for 5 hours a day sometimes, or like I'll go like play football or something cause I hang out with Usman a lot. You guys know, and like we'll just ball for 5 hours straight. Cause I enjoy playing basketball. Yeah, that's bad. But I mean, it's on Facebook, sure.
Yeah.
But like, it's just so many different things that you can do. Like, there's so many dance classes.
Go
and just cool.
walking.
Yeah, just walk.
Bro.
Like, there's just so much fun, active stuff that you can do.
Thing is, you don't have to go to the gym and fucking chuck 300 pounds. Like, you
Bro,
can do simple
You don't have
shit.
to go on a treadmill. Like, you can literally do so much stuff to just do cardio.
You want to know how to really, first off, don't jump into it trying to
Yeah, go
fucking
at your own pace.
bench
Like,
the world. Like, what I did was, or you can even stay here and it'll still be fine. Like, wake up in the morning and do 100 push-ups. And I'm not saying 100 straight because a lot of people can't do that. Just break it up. I don't care if you got.
You can
I don't
only-
care. Yeah, do it. I don't care how many sets
If you
have
can only
to
do 5 at a time, do 5 at a time.
Do 20
Just
sets
do what
of
you
5.
can.
Like, just get up, do that,
Or like,
do 50
like in the
sit-ups,
summer, here's what I
and do that every day.
I wake up like because my brother he has like his date camp in the summer. So when my mom goes to prepare him, they'll low key wake me up during that time too. And instead of just wait for them to leave my room and then going back to sleep, I'll get up and I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna walk him to his bus. His bus picks him up, and I'll have my shorts on and I'll just go for a walk. So I live in Northeast Philadelphia, and the blocks are long.
Yeah,
so
I was about to say, you're
I
more
I'll walk to my local mall and come right back, and like that will get me like active and sort of like it's not gonna make me lose 10 pounds off the bed.
But it's doing
but
something.
It's just like
it's not
keep
just sitting in the
going.
crib on
Like, it's
Instagram
like,
all day.
and it's just like just jump starting your body makes you motivated.
But like we know you know the girl from Central that her roommate is big as hell.
Yeah.
And I saw the freshman year and I was like, she's gonna end up being big as hell. Like she was already on the rotation side. And she blew up. She got a lot of
hopes
bitches surrounding her.
I had hopes for you. Like I had hopes for you.
And it's a fucked up situation because I do want to see people like definitely feel comfortable.
Not only
with their
that,
body,
I don't
but-
like when people act like, first off, they be like, that's rude to people with eating disorders. First off, stop acting like every person.
Y'all
has that.
niggas got
Bro,
KFC
bro,
syndrome.
first off, 99.9999999% of you do not have an eating disorder. You just have low self-control.
Yeah.
That's
It's
not,
just like-
and I get it. I'm not saying it from some holier than thou point.
Yeah, we're not self-righteous.
Bro, I used to work. I used to
I'm
work
out
in
of shape.
I used to work in
I'm
a
about
supermarket. I ain't gonna say who, because I was burning them for food all the time. Like I was eating nonstop. Like it was so accessible. I used to work in the seafood section and hot food, bro. Crabs, shrimp, and macaroni was my daily diet. Like I was eating so much of that. And then I remember the boy was like, you poking out. I was like, man, it's whatever. Dog, that shit catch up with you fast.
Yeah.
So I joined me a kickboxing class. I take out all the weird emotions that I have that I don't even know where they come from.
Like
I
me,
be pissed for
like
some
me and
reason.
Tribe, like we used to go to Penn Field and
play soccer.
we just play soccer, and we're not great soccer
No,
players,
but
but
it's just activity, just having
and
fun.
having fun.
I can never do a lot of like too much like running because I don't have an inhaler, but I do have asthma. So once I get around to getting an inhaler, I would definitely like to like play soccer with y'all and stuff. But I can never do too much like of
Running
that
and stuff.
because then if it starts, I can't stop.
But that's the thing, like you're hanging out with your bulls, we play soccer
Yeah.
for 2 hours,
Like-
maybe go get water, go hang out,
Yeah.
like
Or-
go do some other
Or
stuff. Like,
we'll meet up at a park and we'll just play ball. And like I'm trash at
Bro,
ball.
I wish I was good at basketball. That was a part of my childhood that I'm mad at my parents for. I played literally like every sport, like ice hockey, which was actually my favorite sport. I love ice hockey.
hockey is a dope sport.
Hockey
People
is
just
fucking
get
fly.
Mixing.
Yo, the mixes is the best part. Checking people on the ice, it's fucking
I
beautiful.
was never really good at
I
basketball.
went right in the box for instigating. 2 minutes. You get them 2 minutes for instigating. It's whatever. Like, bro, I did hockey, soccer, swimming, tennis, like every sport other football, baseball,
I like
wrestling.
baseball, so.
Like I've done almost every. I think field hockey at some point. Debate. Like I've done every. What's up, Jefferson? Me and Jefferson was a bomb squad.
I can see that.
But
But
it's too much. Oh,
You can't
Definitely,
debate with
definitely. I was
you can't
murdering them kids, bro. We only
no,
lost
yeah,
to these
I
crazy
never really
though.
played basketball as a kid either.
Yeah, so,
I just
like-
started doing it just to hang out with
Yeah,
my friends.
but the thing is, basketball games be getting heated a lot of the times. I don't have the amount of emotional energy to match that vibe you're giving right now. Like, you want to kill me right now, and I'm not in that mode at
I'm
all.
gonna let you dunk that.
I'm sitting here like, huh?
Nah, fuck that. If you jump, I'm jumping. I'm trying to swat your shit.
Yo, I
Stop
will
playing
swat
with
the
me.
joint, but they be on foul. Yes, it was a foul. Like, calm the fuck down. What? This ain't the championship. Like, we ain't about to. You acting like there's a ring on the line. Like, relax, bro. Even if it was a foul, let it go. Like, but nobody ever lets it go, and that's why I never played
Yeah, that's
basketball.
why
I was like,
it's
nobody
15
ever
minutes.
lets that
Yeah.
shit go.
That's why you got when you go to your local park, you gotta watch the niggas you playing basketball with.
They will
'cause
come back and shoot
they,
that
yeah,
shit.
and they cannot niggas cannot take an L.
No,
They cannot
no,
take-
niggas really cannot take.
They gonna
over.
be like run it again. You're gonna be like nah.
The thing
They gonna be
is,
I
like,
said
when-
run it again.
When people be like, that's like when I done seen people like get in a fight and like one boy lost, but it was like to get up, people be trying to clown. I'm like, chill out, like they fucked, it's over. Like,
That nigga come back.
ease
straight
up.
and block,
not
make
even
the
just
block
that.
high.
Like, I mean,
gonna
he
air
didn't
that
say
shit
he
out.
was he didn't say he was Bruce Lee. He just said he wasn't gonna disrespect them, and he
Yeah,
fucked with his-
it's honor in taking out.
yeah, like,
No doubt
bro,
about it.
first off, that's one thing I had to learn. Bro, it's alright to get your ass whooped, bro. Like, it's
It
not
happens
crazy.
to- it
Yeah,
happens
like,
to everybody.
I'm not Jackie Chan. I'm not gonna fuck everybody up. I'm not a, like, career fighter.
If
So
you know you
you
can't-
naturally gonna
also,
lose.
Also, the lesson is if you know you can't fuck someone, you can't fuck everybody up. So don't try to get in situations
No, the
like
thing
that.
is, don't instigate. But
My
if
biggest-
you know that you gonna lose, but he disrespecting you,
Yo,
then
you ever
got
see
to-
those
Yeah.
parents that were with their kids and always try to act big and then get knocked out and shit? Like, my biggest fear is trying like that. Like, they get in situations like that one girl with the old head that rocked her. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, like my biggest fear is getting knocked out from my kids. Like, that's why.
Yo,
Like,
did that happen this week? Did we talk about that last
Oh,
week?
we did not talk about that. The
Yo.
girl that got
Yeah.
hit. by
And it
the
brings us to another
white
situation.
guy, right?
Chivalry is not dead.
Chivalry. you
This
can't
is-
say the word.
Like, listen. I'm
So we're making fun of speech up
yeah,
there.
bro. Like,
Yes, I'm
not-
sorry.
I'm not accent.
I'm sorry, that's really toxic.
Like, you
I'm
trying
sorry.
to make fun of my- But seriously, chivalry is not dead. But you gotta, especially. I don't want to. We're gonna sound like we're the woman hating podcast.
No, y'all niggas
But-
are the woman hating.
But
No,
we're
I'm
not.
really not.
But we're not. It's just like in today's society, a lot of things just involve women and like things.
What's the
against
paradigm
women.
shift
Yeah,
that is happening?
but it's like.
We're in a weird gray zone.
Like, you
where,
always
like,
see this on YouTube. Don't hit men, expect men not to hit you back. That doesn't go for just for women. That
Now,
goes for everyone.
The rule is just don't put your hands
Yeah,
on
don't
people.
put your hand
Yeah.
on people. If you're gonna put your hand on someone, expect that person.
My
to-
dad, this is what my dad told me. He said the moment you put your hands on somebody, prepare to die.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they could pull out a gun and shoot you. So
That's
you
what
have
my
to really know what the fuck you're doing.
Same
Like,
thing. My dad was like, "Yo, if you hit somebody that you don't know, yeah, you don't know them. Like,
Yeah, like,
how they respond, you have no
Don't
control.
be
You
shocked
better
that
really
they
be
pull
with
it.
this shit.
Yeah, like you
bro.
better be willing. You better be willing to follow through on whatever just started because it's going. You're gonna have to follow through. I feel like people, especially particularly females, they never get taught to not put their hands on somebody. Like they just get to do that shit.
It's not all females. Some
No,
females-
I'm not
That's
saying-
the Joe
No,
ones.
no. First off, I'm never talking about everybody. I can never account
We
for
don't
everybody.
talk in generalities on this podcast.
I mean, when I say generally speaking, I'm not including everybody. Is what I'm saying. Like when I say these types do this, I'm not talking about everybody. I know I done met some real upstanding people in all forms, all walks of life. So that's not even the problem. But what I'm saying is, this seems to be a trend within a certain fraction of the female community where, and it's obviously it's spiced by like the
Well, part of
media,
it is
like
it's been seen as
everybody.
comical for
Yeah,
women,
like
man.
everybody thinks it's just funny, but actually, as somebody that has got like, I got straight up slapped, like full on,
Like you got girls,
like
you'll
over like art slap.
Yeah,
And
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
that shit thrown at me.
guys will, you'll see like the white knights on Twitter be like, "You're a man. You should know how to act, man." Listen, I've been slapped before. So much anger rose out of me in that one moment. I had to be like, "Whoa."
I mean,
Yo.
personally, I would never hit a girl. Like I just wouldn't do that.
it depends on how hard you do it, because that slapped me, bro.
Yeah.
She had one more. No, that was her one chick. Like she would have put her hands up again. I would give her all wreck. Like I promise.
Whenever I
you.
get into that situation, I just
Like,
I
it's
just
just like,
dip off.
like
Just-
me
Oh
personally,
yeah, I was going
I-
dip on, but she was like kind of trailing me.
I just
And
fucking,
was-
I just
Me
fucking
personally-
run. If I ever see a nigga running from a girl, I'm just like, that's a good joint. Like, I'd rather you run and hit.
Like
Yeah.
me personally, I can't
Just
see
dip out.
myself hitting
Women
a
aren't fast, they
woman.
can't catch you.
But it's just like you can't expect
sorry, that was
every
so
man
sexist.
to be like that, and you don't know everyone's background. Some men are like, depending on how they grew up, their first reaction to just getting hit is to hit back. So that's why you'll see videos of someone getting hit, or like a girl getting hit after she punches a guy. He'll be like, "Oh, my fault." It wasn't. He didn't see you. He just saw someone hit him, so he.
The
It's a
thing,
lot
is,
of guys out
the
here
thing
just
is,
don't give
I
a
don't
fuck.
like how they like defeat the rise. They cut out the rising action and
Yeah.
they leave you with the.
He didn't
climax.
just hit you.
So like the beginning of the
You hit
video,
first.
it cuts in. They're like it's like a swarm of
Yeah, he was with his
adolescent
family.
Yeah.
females,
Yeah.
and like they're like surrounding him.
Yeah.
I don't
He
know
was with his
anything.
kids and his wife.
Look, I don't know nothing about. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Yeah.
And from what I saw, I draw a certain conclusion. So, there's a swarm of these joints around you, which is kind of weird. I was like, what the fuck happened? But anyway, they're surrounded, and then all you see is they're like kind of jumping in and like doing these little like. It's kind of like how hyenas fight lions.
Yeah.
Anybody ever
Yeah,
seen
they-
that on a
they-
nature
they-
channel?
yeah.
Like they just come in and nick
Yeah,
and
they
then
were
fall
trying, I
back.
think they were trying to hit his wife.
And
or
then one
something.
Joe got Super Bowl and came up and really just like mug bull, like, and then
Yeah, I think
he shoved her
I
back.
think he even said, "Yo, chill out, push you back."
Then he shoved her back, and then she really got up, put her hands up, like she was
It's
coming
like,
over
yeah,
there
she
to
got mad
wail on
because
him.
he pushed her. She felt as though he shouldn't have pushed her. because
Yeah,
he
but the
was a
thing
guy.
is, she pushed him
But you
first,
pushed him first.
and then she got in his face.
Face,
She
yeah.
didn't push him and fall back. She pushed him and then came back like, "Yeah, what's up?" Then he pushed her, and then she put her hands up. She got dropped. Yeah,
I mean,
like,
Listen,
I'm
like,
not.
that
I
was,
wouldn't have
like,
done. I wouldn't
actually,
have dropped Shorty, but also
I seen that punch. I think that would have dropped me if I got hit.
First
like
off, that caught her right on the chin. Yeah, that was 100%. But look, I'm not sure if he was actually trying to like knock her out though.
I think
he was just trying to really check. Like, all right, I can't read into him, but it's really hard for me to imagine somebody being like, "Yo, I'm a
Yeah,
deck
yeah.
this
I mean,
12-year-old."
I think he literally
12,
I think
13.
he literally was like, "I'm with my family.
Yeah.
I'm protecting
he
my
got
family."
he got fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Is what it
Yeah,
is.
I think he got pissed.
First it was that, and second was her just like.
I mean, if it was
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
I probably just tried to remove myself
Yeah.
and my.
And,
family
and
from
low
that
key, he was
situation.
low key trying to do that. He was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah, he was trying to, but sometimes you just got pushed through them bitches. But I would never just.
Man, the
like,
thing
cold
is,
cock a
I
child. Like,
I
just
would really
can't
like to
do
know
that.
what happened to the build up to that, because like if he was in there saying some crazy racist shit and then,
Then
he
I-
swarmed
yeah,
them,
yeah.
then I'm like, you drawing. But if they was just a bunch of kids acting the ass in the middle of the mall, and then Shorty got rocked. As a father, I'm still wrecking ball. Like she's wrong. I'm still gonna beat you the
Well,
fuck
you
up.
have to as a.
But
father,
also, once we're done, I'm turning around the back seat like, what the fuck made you shove a grown man? Like I'm giving her that talk.
It's
Like,
like you on
like-
honor, you have to protect your family.
yeah,
but
I'm
then
gonna
you gotta
protect
be like,
mine,
don't
but-
do dumb shit.
yeah, like
no
because
doubt
now
about
you
it.
make me come out here and follow that up
It's
with
like, I could
following
have got
up
my
dumb
ass
shit.
beat because you was being
No,
stupid.
not even just that. Now I look like this
I
is
look
what I
crazy,
rock
yeah.
with. Like I'm not.
Yeah, what you do?
Yeah,
is
so now
like
I gotta
family.
turn around. Like first off,
Now I gotta beat your ass.
she like they like, oh my, she was only 12. I'm like, then why wasn't she acting 12? That's the one. Like I'm not saying I'm not. I'm not.
He wasn't
even
right
out-
to do that.
Yeah,
But it's
I'm
like-
not saying it. But also, that's like
Don't expect someone to act one way when you're not acting a certain way.
not even that. Like I said, they cut out the rising action. Like if your man's got bit by like a fucking king cobra,
What,
Right?
Why was he?
you
touching
be like,
the
yes,
people?
yo. The fuck were you around a king cobra for? Like, how did it get within striking distance of you? Like,
It's like-
you ask questions, and then you be like, I was just petting it. Why were you fucking
It's
with a
personal-
king
it goes
cobra?
back to
Like,
personal accountability.
yeah, like at some section, you have to admit that this didn't fall out the sky. Like, it didn't just appear,
Yeah.
and then you were like, you know, just chilling. Like, yeah, I'm
Niggas
at the
don't
bus
just come
stop,
up
and he
just
came
get-
through like.
beat the fuck out you.
Like if you just randomly get rocked, then I understand. but
Like with the
it's like-
Kareem Hunt situation, I definitely don't think what he did was right. But it's an interesting situation, and we had this situation
What's
a
Kareem
lot.
Hunt?
The
he-
NFL
He's
player.
like one of the best
He
football
beat-
players. He played for the
Yeah,
Chiefs, and he got.
he kicked this girl. He pushed
She
her.
got in his
punched her,
face,
kicked her.
and he
Well,
was.
this was what to me was most interesting. It was a white woman, and she called him a nigga.
Oh,
And this has happened multiple times. This happened with Joe
Yeah.
Mixon as well.
Oh, well.
And this has been happening a lot of times.
But
look,
Dude,
you got the
but
reaction
he
you was
got-
looking
he
for.
got
Sis,
kicked-
go ahead.
But he
Yeah,
got
do you
kicked off the
think-
team, but it wasn't because of what he did, because they saw the video. So he didn't. It's not because he pushed her and stuff, because he didn't just start. He didn't Ray Rice her. He just pushed her on the ground, and at the end he kicked her a little, kicked at her. But I think why he got kicked off the team is the Chiefs gave him an opportunity to tell them the truth before it
No,
blew
he
up.
was going to get kicked off
Yeah,
anyway. Because
but-
even when Ray Rice told the truth, he got kicked off. The way
Even
that,
though she definitely hit him first,
yeah,
like a
yeah,
more than a couple
the way
times.
the way that the NFL is set up is that if you touch a woman at all in a physical manner, you're
Because
probably
they don't
gonna get
even
kicked off
want
the
to
team.
deal with.
They don't want to deal with the publicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as that situation, like I still don't think it's right that he hit her, even though it's really drawing that she called him the N-word.
Do you think I think he'll
What?
be back on the team though.
First off, when
He
you
won't.
get as low as like she wasn't saying it like, oh this is just a word I say.
No,
I'm growing
yeah,
up like
she
no,
did
you
it.
were saying this looking for a specific reaction. You were trying to hit him at his core. You said, yo, what hurts black people the most? He was like,
Because I feel then
nigger.
they
Get rocked. All right,
and then-
that's your fault.
and
You was
low-key,
looking
I feel
for
like
that reaction.
they don't want to stick up for him because then they're like if they're sticking up for a player that got racially abused, but then they're not trying to like Kaepernick back in the league when he's speaking up against.
Well, no, the issue with that was just again the way that the situation is set up. They do
So
not.
they don't want controversy.
Because Ray Rice shouldn't have been banned from the
Yeah.
league. Even
Like
though
he made
did
a
was hella
mistake. It's
wrong.
not like
They
he
gave
was.
him double jeopardy.
Well,
like-
yeah, that was an issue,
Yeah.
and that's why he technically can be in the league, but no team is gonna sign him.
I
So,
think we should sign him. He was a good player.
Yeah.
he was alright, but I mean,
We need a good player. What was he? He was like a fullback,
he
right?
was a running back, yeah.
We need
But
that.
my whole point with the whole, like, I personally would never hit a woman. I don't think it's ever a real
Yeah, it's not
reason to.
popular.
I don't think it's ever really a reason to hit.
There's
a
no
woman.
reason, or you don't want to do it.
I don't think I would ever really do it.
Like,
Okay, because I
try
was about to
to-
say,
You
because
can't
saying
see yourself.
no,
doing
yeah,
it.
because saying no reason takes out the validity of somebody's anger.
Like,
Like you
for-
can't, you can't say no reason.
Okay, you can't judge somebody's
Like,
reaction.
it's-
Like, unless she was killing my kids.
Or
That's the only time
or
I
if
see, like,
she
I
put your
really
life
like
in danger, or if she charged at you with like say a
a
knife.
knife. I'm just
or-
gonna run. I don't understand why y'all niggas don't just
Wait,
run.
no, because first off, you're not running me off the block with a fucking knife. I'm gonna rock you.
Honestly,
First
I'm
off,
dipping.
I'm
I
not
am
running.
going. Like,
I'm
it's
not running from no John with a fucking knife, bro. I'm gonna turn
I'm
around.
out, bro.
I don't know.
and
Sometimes
clock
you
you, bro.
mad accurate with the knife.
Bro, they're not. They're what
Yeah,
are they gonna do?
Yeah,
They're doing this
They're
one.
doing this, yeah.
They're doing this.
And she's
Forearm.
probably gonna sell it.
Shoryuken. Like that's all it is.
But see,
Forearm
like me
uppercut.
knowing that, I'm confident enough in my escapability that I'm gonna be able to elude.
Bro,
Man,
I
this
know
man
I'm gonna be
right
able to elude her, but that's like running from a poodle. I'm not doing it. Like I'm turning around. Like yo, we're not doing this.
This
Like
man is mad fast. He ran from the
Cause the
cops.
thing is, like, if I punch her, then I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of backlash. So there's no need for me
Try
to
to
even go
avoid
down
it.
that route, and then I'm
You
gonna
know
feel
what?
bad.
So
'cause I
it's
just
my,
rocked
you know
her.
what? It's my pride maxes out my fucking common sense. Like at a certain level.
Sometimes
yours
that's the
doesn't,
problem.
and that's cool because like you get to keep the calm. But like my pride / like anger slips past it at a lower level. So like
So you
it's
just
like
bust
don't
it.
do it, don't do it. You know what? It's worth it, and you be like rock.
It's
this
basically
shit.
like it's basically like
it's
that,
like don't
that
do it, don't
clip
do it.
of Wiz
Sneaker.
Khalifa on Hot Ones, where it's like, should I really? He's like, should I really do this? He's like, I'm no bitch. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this. Like,
No, see,
No, because it's just like, bro, you don't understand. Like when the shorty straight open palm slapped me, like niggas was there, bro. So first off, that's
The
the
dicky
added
factor.
and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dicky factor was one thing, but also she had no fear. Like she just stood there in my mid, like, what's up? And I was like, you have no idea. I could literally kill you right now, and there's nothing you can do about it. If I wrap my hands around your neck right now, there's no amount of punches that are gonna make from you that are gonna make me let go. But you have zero fear. You're leaning on this social construct so hard right now, betting that I don't want to go to jail. And I was this close to going to jail. I was like, yo, I was thinking like, yo, niggas do bids all the time. I might get some street cred. Like, I was like, wait a minute, this might help my rap career. Hold on.
I always feel like I would maybe like the most I do is bear hug a girl.
Oh yeah, look, first off, I'm not. My first option is never to fucking rock a joint.
But just to like just haul off and just uppercut it,
Like,
I just
You
can't.
you gotta do something different.
I can't see myself reacting like that.
Like you hit me. I'm probably gonna bear hug you.
Like,
I'm gonna
say-
give you a real tight
like,
squeeze.
say like,
chill out.
If
And then-
say if I'm married and you slap the shit out of my wife, I'm probably smacking you back.
A girl?
Probably. Yo, first off, anybody touch my wife, you getting rocked. That's straight off. Like I will rock a joint over my wife, dog. Straight up.
It depends on the type of joint. If she's a dyke, then I'll probably gotta fight.
First off, a dyke gets treated 100%
She's a
like a
nigga.
dude.
Yeah, that's a
Wait,
nigga.
wait,
You
is,
wanna
wait a
earth
minute.
my
Is
man?
dyke offensive or is that just what they call it?
They call themselves that
Don't
sometimes,
do
so
that.
it's like
So what do they call studs?
They're studs.
Did they
dykes,
take that word? I
femmes.
thought stud meant a guy that was smashing all these girls, and then all of a sudden they started calling them studs. I was like, why'd y'all take the word? I like saying that. I was like, yeah, fucking stud. Like I used to say that all the time, and now I just think of Young M.A. every time I say it, and now I'm like, damn.
No, I don't know if that's a abusive word, but I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. If your wife gets hit by another girl, would you?
Yes, I would 100%.
But shouldn't your wife fight that girl?
I'm not. Well, first off, I don't
never
date or wife Jones that be fighting.
That's a fact.
So if
That's
you
actually
pressing,
true. Okay, that's
and my job is now to protect you, and that's point blank period.
It's like-
So I'm letting Shorty
like-
know as she's walking up, I'm be like, yo, you're not gonna be fighting her.
Like,
I'm gonna fight you.
there's a
And if
difference-
you continue to engage, I've now given you the warning, and you know full well.
Like, when it comes
that you
to
get in this
girls
work,
that want
like-
to fight, it's like I don't want a girl that just always on go trying to start problems. Being
That's ugly
Joe,
girls.
Yeah,
They got
but
nothing
it's
to
like,
lose.
I like a
Always
girl.
trying
A
to
girl
fight.
like say I'm with a girl. She's always ready. If something happens to her, she's ready to defend herself. That's different. Her being capable of defending herself.
I don't
is
even
not the
necessarily
problem.
need that, 'cause that's what
but
I'm
it's like her like not taking shit and being able to defend herself. That's respectable. But it's like the ones that's always ready to be like, my husband's gonna fuck.
First
you
off,
up."
yeah, that's one thing. First off, I'm not nobody's pit bull. You don't just bring me out whenever you want somebody damaged.
And
Like that's one thing I don't like.
We're low key.
That's why I was so-
married, so it's like it's weird that we're talking about it.
No, I was no, because that situation always came up. They'd be like, "Would you?" I'm like, "Yes, I would beat you." But like, I don't like when people like even sisters, like girls that have brothers. They be like, "I get my brothers." I'm like, bro, your brothers must be exhausted.
I mean,
You caught them every other
Yeah.
week. Like you, like is that what they like? First off, that's why I'm so glad I did not have a sister. I got
I mean,
four
it
brothers.
brothers. Like if it's a serious situation where somebody is actually like really disrespecting you and stepping over the line, then that's one thing. But if you just out here,
If you
always
can
taking
avoid the
disrespect, or you
situation-
starting problems yourself,
yeah.
don't.
If
yeah.
you can avoid the situation, avoid
I mean,
the
I'm still gonna pull
situation.
up because I'm just obligated to. But I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna let you know after, like, yeah, you fucking drawing. You're a nut ass bitch. You need to chill.
No, like just like
I'm sorry. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, oh, it's
you fucking bitch. What the hell was that? Like,
Seth, you were one of us.
yo, I used to look up to you.
Yeah, you were that one.
You
like,
dude, I thought, yo,
he was that one rogue on television.
Yo, he was the black sheep, bro. Like,
this the bullshit we talking about. Can y'all see that?
they said not
New
only that,
culture, new rules. Family Guy will no longer make jokes that are deemed politically incorrect after producers admit that those lines are unacceptable for today's audience. So basically,
they said no.
sensitive ass carpet munchers and booty pirates.
No, what the? I don't know what none of that means.
A booty pirate.
Yeah, but carpet munch?
Baby JJ.
Yeah.
Oh.
Muncher.
Oh, cause like, oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen a non-shaven one in so long. I forgot that they grow hair.
Look at this.
I totally forgot. But
I mean,
what is it? No, cause like that was weird. Cause even when they had the Donald Trump episode, they were like, there was a clip where Peter was like, actually, we've been trying to slow down on the gay jokes. I was like, what? Like, the whole thing about Family Guy was they made fun of everybody,
Yeah.
so nobody was like felt like they were targeting them.
Yeah.
But now you're dropping
They
your
made,
group out of
they
it.
made black jokes, white jokes, Mexican jokes, Asian
Catholic jokes, Muslim
Arab
jokes,
I
like
think
They
the
even-
idea-
They, even in the new episode, Donald Trump grabs Mexican.
yeah, I guess the idea is that they're trying to make gay less of a minority,
Yeah.
more so it's just a normal thing in life, I guess.
I guess.
Like, because you don't really have like straight.
And it's
people jokes,
surprising.
right?
Is a
they-
Family Guy owned by Fox?
they definitely did though.
Was
I mean, but you want to make a straight person joke because they're straight. You know what I'm saying?
but also wait,
Yeah, but I mean that's like no, because then everybody always has something to joke about.
yeah, wait.
If it's not you being straight, then it's you being white.
Is Family
And
Guy
if it's
owned
not
by
you being
Fox,
white, it's
though?
you being black or something like. There's always something about somebody to joke about, and that's why everybody never had a problem with it. I mean, some people did.
Is
Who
Family
cares
Guy
about
owned
them?
by Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah,
think it is.
I mean they're on there. It's not owned by Fox, but
It's
he's
on
on the
So
channel.
it's surprising because usually I feel like Fox would be like fuck because Fox isn't usually liberal.
Fox isn't.
Yeah, so
Very conservative.
So
I
it's like
mean-
surprising.
I mean, if they're doing anything for money, and I guess.
Well, so now I expect you to drop the black joke, sir. Since we just eliminating
I mean,
niggas out
I
the
don't
joke.
know. I think it's just like it's a certain level. Like it's a fine line, like I said, between bullying to like actual like building character bullying and making somebody to kill themselves bullying
Yeah.
versus
Like no joke on Family Guy has ever been straight up bullying.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's the same situation where, like, there's a difference between making a joke and then just being blatantly offensive. And the problem is, like, a lot of times when you make a bad joke, it can come off offensive because nobody laughs.
Family Guy has no
So-
bad jokes. Like I can't tell.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but certain situations, you know what I'm saying? Maybe certain people, like, didn't find it as funny. But you have to give comedians that artistic license to
Dude,
make
if
bad
you don't
jokes.
like it,
Don't
stop
watch
watching
it.
it. Like,
That's
what the
why I
hell's
told y'all
wrong
the
with
other
people?
day,
Y'all
yeah.
act like we taped your head to the TV.
Stop giving energy to shit that you don't
Dude,
like.
I don't watch Fox News ever. You know why? Because I don't like it. Like, that's all it takes.
That's how y'all niggas made Tommy
Change-
Lauren. That's exactly how they made that chick.
Tommy Lauren?
Yeah,
Lauren?
Lauren, yeah.
She a bad joke.
She is low-key bad. I'm not gonna lie.
She's
That's
bad.
why I follow
I'm so
her.
mad that she's such a jackass because
Yeah.
she's bad, but she's a complete boner killer because she's so fucking dumb at the same
But
time.
it's just like you were saying, like people give credence to shit that they don't like, and it's like you're really just making them. You're just giving them a more.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, the more y'all talk about Kanye, the more he sticks around. The more y'all
Yeah.
talk about Tommy, the more she stays around.
Even
Like,
the girl from Kent State that had the guns.
yeah,
Every other
Off
month, y'all
topic.
niggas retweet her and talk about how much y'all hate her, but you're the reason that she has.
bro,
a
she's
platform.
getting mad followers because you, and then now she's showing up on your timeline because she trending. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
Off topic.
Just ignore the
I
shit.
Just off topic. I was low key peeping outside the window and I saw a Lambo truck. So you
Uzi here?
big ballers.
We had a Lamborghini on it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
That's out of pocket.
But back to our topic.
I be mad when people got Lamborghinis, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. I got a little bit of hate for people that be like born into shit. Cause I be like, yo, you have no idea what my life look like. My problems are nowhere near your problems. Your problems are like,
I
oh man, she's gonna text me back.
I never felt that. Like I never really hated people based on.
I
where
don't
they were
hate
at.
them, but I do admit,
Actually, we can
I
make this
admit
whole
that there
topic
is
as
a
a
little
resentment.
bit of like, I be like,
Like,
fuck you, dude.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I saw this topic on Twitter. And it was ironic because a privileged white girl was actually talking about it on Twitter. But she was talking about how like she hated people that have privilege or that have money because she feels as though like they never had to work for it and they just shit on everybody else. And if you're shitting on other people, yeah, that's wrong. But if you're just enjoying what you were given, I
Yeah.
can't be mad at you. You
yeah,
know?
I'm not mad at you. I just be like, dang.
That would be like me mad at a 6'6" nigga because he was born with 6'6" genes. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, like, would I like to be able to dunk? Sure, but I'm not gonna hate on him and be like, oh, you're a fucking weirdo because you're dunk. Like,
Yeah, like,
He's
all right,
choosing his
what I
ways.
was saying was, I'm not saying I'm literally hating people. I just be like, dang.
you kind of like, damn, I wish that was
Dang,
me.
yeah, like, I wish that was me,
That's-
dog. Like, what the hell?
But-
I'm there pulling up. He's oblivious to
Yeah.
money problems. He has no idea what that looks like.
But speaking of like what I was saying earlier, like, I just don't like.
He never,
I hate
he never boiled water to put it in the tub. He never did that. Dang.
Like I hate the fact that there's so many like privileged white people that are like trying to say that they're not privileged.
Yeah, first off,
That's
if you're
what frustrates
privileged, just let it happen.
Like,
I'm
if-
not mad at you that you are.
If you're
Just say it.
if you're middle class to upper middle class, you're pretty privileged. Like you have a pretty decent life, especially in America. So when I see people, you know what I'm saying? When I see people, like, for instance, there was these people in my philosophy class senior year that used to always talk about how privileged everybody was. And then that summer I go on Instagram and they're taking trips to Europe. And I'm like, I know niggas that have never left their block. I know niggas that's never going to leave their block.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know niggas that have been born and died in the same place.
In the same place.
And
I didn't see somebody have a full life
like,
arc.
yeah, in the same spot.
I watched this dude across the street grow up from being like, he was like 11 or 12 or like 13 at the latest when we got there. I saw him rise up through the ranks, run the block, and then get killed. Same house.
Yeah,
Never left.
Yeah. And it's sad
funky
because
sad.
those are the people that really don't have privilege. Those are the people that really aren't given the means or the tools
Like,
to really
and
do
you
what
would
they
think
need to
about
do.
it, maybe just him, if he, that man, had been given the opportunity to be, maybe
I mean,
see another country, see there's more to life than just the
Yeah,
States.
like, it's a lot that money brings in.
So much privilege. And it's not just
and
money.
not just money,
it's,
but
it's having a 2-parent household.
Yeah.
And having parents that really care and not being surrounded by a whole bunch of fuck shit.
having access to programs that are well funded and people that are actually interested and paid enough to care about what the fuck you're doing. Like, these people be underfunded, and then underfunded breeds lackluster
Exactly. Like, and
energy.
There's so
like,
many people from the Northeast of Philly that's like, oh, I'm from the trenches, I'm from
Hey,
this.
nah.
And it's like,
I
most
will
young
never
people
say
are
I'm from the
not-
trenches.
Yeah, like,
I live in very safe Northeast Philadelphia.
like, I don't like when people lie about that, or like think it's like you. It irritates me because you're like you're making it comical, but the trenches is not a fun
it's
place
real,
to be.
yeah,
Like,
it's real, like, and that's the thing. Like, niggas who are really in the hood want to get out. Nobody wants to go back to the hood.
yeah, like, first off, all right, we rep the hood because that's the only thing we can do. Either we can fucking cry
gotta
about it,
remember
or
where
we
you're
can
from.
rep that shit. Like, it's the only thing that we can do. Of course, you have love for where you was born because you have an attachment to it because it's just a lot of history there. But it's not fun. I wish my parents had enough money to be in Cheltenham, fucking Montgomery County. Like, if I was born, with a nice ass house, you get a car at 16. I asked my parents, so when I'm getting a car, they said when you buy one. Y'all niggas got a car at 15 and a half.
That's my problem. Like, I see niggas that's being gifted cars and gifted stuff, and I'm not saying that they didn't struggle because everybody obviously has their own struggles. But trying to equate your struggles with somebody else's, or trying to tell somebody else that they're privileged or that they don't understand something, you know, and like I said, like, even with like the SJWs, like, they do feel like they have this more knowledge of the world. But you have to realize, if you're a nigga from the hood, you don't care about gay rights. You don't care about none of that shit to some degree. You trying to figure out where your next meal is coming from. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time to be worried about all the other shit and being on Tumblr and being on the blogs.
Or that's another thing. When people be like, "Oh, black people don't go to mental therapy," I'm like, for one thing,
we can't afford it.
yeah, I'm like, a lot of them really can't afford it.
And the other thing is, there's a stigma because a lot of us back in the day when we did go to hospitals and places, they fucking killed us and then they experimented on our
Dude,
bodies.
not gonna hold you. They did that a billion times. There's like a
So
billion
many times.
cases, and it's not even that old. Like,
And the
you know the people that were from the Red Tails, the black people, the
Airmen, yeah.
Tuskegee Airmen, the Red Tails, they were injecting them with like syphilis.
Yeah, that's a
Like
big thing.
telling them that it was vaccines.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of I know you. Yeah, we were in the same industry
Yeah.
freshman year.
dude, that was not that long ago. That was like 50 years ago.
Yeah, and
50,
it's-
60
yeah.
years ago. Like, it wasn't that, bro. They just realized, what was it? I think it was like one of the big cities. They were like leaking shit into the air and seeing how people like in the neighborhoods would react.
Yeah. I mean, Flint still doesn't have clean water.
Flint still
So,
got
yeah.
clean water.
So
Like,
this is like when you talk about privilege, really know like what you're
Yeah,
actually talking about.
that's what I'm saying. When people ask me like, you had a rough life, I never said I had a rough life. I know people that had a rough life. I'm saying I don't have a luscious life.
It's always people that have
Yeah, but I never like to claim that I had this rough and tumble life because I've seen people do a lot worse. I know people in my block that was doing a lot worse than me. A lot worse.
I'm from Haiti, so I'm not from this country, and I've heard people
Go
say,
back to your own country. You fucking immigrant. Immigrant.
Build the wall.
I'm a United States citizen.
Built a wall in
But it's
Haiti.
like, listen, but it's like, I'm from Haiti, and people would be like, "Oh, you must have had a tough life." Not really, because I'm low key, like, I'm honored for have been privileged enough to have parents and family that worked hard and got themselves to the United States, and then worked hard and got my family to the United States. Like, my dad, he came home here by himself in like the 1980s. He had a work visa, and during that time, he worked 2 jobs where at night he would go and work at a company called Jet Plastica, where they make cups, plastic plates, and all that stuff. And then he told me he would literally leave that job, sleep in his car for like 2 hours, and then go and be a school bus driver. And then he was able to work, buy a house, he's still paying off now, and then work to gain my mom. First he came in, went to Haiti, brought my older brother with him, and then later brought me and my mom with him. So it's like, and then I still can't say I struggled, because through all that, I still had clothes. I had clothes on my back, had food on my plate, had shoes, had toys, and throughout all that, he was still able to not just give my mom money to take care of herself and me. He was able to give his sister's money, his niece's money, his nephew's money, and it's like, but I can't say I struggled, because there are families in, like, not just in Haiti, that are going through way worse than that. So it's just like, I can't talk about, oh, I struggle and stuff like that, because it's like, in a way, I'm not gonna bash white people. I'm not white person privileged, but at the same time, I've never really struggled.
Oh, and by the way, when we be saying, well, for one thing, let me just say, side note, immigrants make me feel lazy all the time. Like, they just come here, don't know the language, somehow get richer than me in like 20 years. Like, we've been here so long and we haven't built shit, but they come here and just get
which
shit
is
done.
low-key why I don't understand though. Like, we make like border jokes and stuff like that. We're joking, but we low-key, we don't agree with none of that bullshit. Like Mexicans and like stuff stealing jobs.
That's bullshit.
It's not bullshit. If they want to steal the job, if y'all would work,
First off, who the fuck wants to pick strawberries?
Most of our comedy,
you want to do that?
Tragedy.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the best way to. Comedy is the best way to deal with tragedy.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why it was funny, because our senior year when Trump had got elected,
I can't. The same thing happened to me. I went and advised you, and I was like, yeah, Trump won. I low-key didn't like it, but it's like, I knew that shit was gonna happen, because all y'all thought like
anybody with 2 cents, the 2 brain cells to rub together knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, and this super super liberal John who thought she was so political and stuff was like, Erlen's not everything's just a fucking joke. And even the advisor was just looking at her like, fuck wrong with you, like.
You have to tell me what it was off camera.
Yeah, we gonna have to talk about this.
But that's why I feel like, to me, like, just going through that topic, everything kind of is a joke. Like, you have to, you have to compartmentalize.
To survive, you can't take stuff seriously.
Like, and the worst part is, like, yeah, Trump's in office, yeah, it fucking sucks, but life goes on. You still gotta wake up, go to school, go to your job.
There's 3 ways to deal with it. You can either be sad and mope and cry about it. You can overthrow the government. Or you can make jokes about it. Like, that's the only 3 ways to deal with it. Like,
I mean, yeah,
I'm not overthrowing the government, and I don't like being sad.
Yeah,
so, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but, you know, people make jokes about it, and first off,
build the bridge and get over it.
Yeah.
Stop Dora from crossing the border. So, like.
Is she from Mexican?
They said Loki, that's what she was doing the whole
I thought she was Guatemalan. I swear.
Guatemala.
I swear she was like Guatemalan. I swear she was.
Wait, she is. That's the worst part.
She might be. But so.
All right, but no. By the way, when we come to talk about privilege, I don't like when people be like, "I'm not privileged. I'm not privileged. I don't have a lot of money." I'm like, that's not the point. Privilege is the fact that you are 100% know that what you are is not the problem.
Yeah.
White people know that them being white is not the problem. Like, it's something, but it's not. It's definitely not that. I don't have that level of security. Like, I know that, like, me being black or the way I live or my culture might alarms people sometimes.
It's
like,
that's systemic
racism. I work with all white people.
Yeah.
Like, I know what it feels like to be like, people be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're obviously literally the black sheep.
We don't hate white people. We have plenty of white friends.
Well, the thing is, like, what I feel like what white people don't necessarily understand is a lot of white people don't have money, and a lot of white people don't necessarily come from stuff. Like, my grandparents and my white side of the family, they didn't have a lot of money, right? And they were able to build themselves up through, you know what I'm saying, getting jobs and working hard. And they look at that like, I'm not privileged, I worked hard. and yeah, you did like work really hard, but you were afforded certain opportunities. Like the fact that you got that job was a job that, you know, somebody from my black side of the family probably wouldn't have been given that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So it's the access to opportunity, not necessarily the work.
This
you put in.
statistic alone, there's an ex-felon white person is 13% more likely to get a job than a black person that's never been in jail. So, right there you can see, like, it's obviously a thing.
And that's not saying you don't work hard. That's just, it's just a different level of opportunity.
I'm just saying that you have some things you don't have to worry about 100%. Like, me as a guy, that's one thing I 100% really don't gotta worry about. Like, I don't have to worry about it. Being a woman, trying to go into, like, a masculine environment, that's something she has to worry about. Because niggas can get weird.
It's not even in this country. It's all over the world.
Yeah, niggas get... First off, I didn't even realize that. It's the dude you know, and then the dude that with his girl. Like, those are two different humans.
Like,
I did not know that.
Like,
niggas be bugging.
Yeah,
like, I did not
like,
know.
My mom would tell me stories because, like, when my dad and my brother had left and gone to this country, it was just me and her in the house. And niggas in Haiti be drawing. We're not that... So it's like, she would tell me stories of how, like, she would be getting disrespected at work and stuff because they thought it was funny that because my dad wasn't there, so she thought it was just her raising me by herself. So like people would like treat her with lack of respect and stuff, and she would tell me how many times like she would have to like. I was young, so I was naive. I wasn't peeping this shit. Everything was la-di-da-di-da to me. She would tell me how many times she would have to sleep with a knife with me in the room because she would hear like a thief trying to break into the house at night. And like she told me one story. She was she was nursing me, and she heard someone trying to climb on the roof, and she's like, "Yo, who's there?" And she was like, "I had to make my voice sound like a man," and she just heard the thief run out. So it's just like. Women everywhere are disrespected.
No, yeah, women are definitely some of the strongest people that we know.
Yeah. That's why I feel like low key.
Emotionally.
Okay, I was about to say.
Physically, yeah.
I was about to say, no, yeah, but no, I see what you're saying.
Like, that's why I feel like more men. That's why whenever you see, like, more men always praise their mothers more than their dads. Not because we don't love our fathers. It's just like, but it's just like I feel like for men, it's like this. Like men always love their moms more, and
daughters always love their fathers.
Yeah,
it's the opposite side. I mean, there's a Freudian theory behind that.
Like my cousin-in-law, like my cousin's husband told me something. She's Haitian. He's American. He was in the military. He went to Haiti and met her, and he told me something. He told me something very smart, and fuck, I just forgot it because this bitch.
Thanks, Erlen.
Thanks, Erlen. That was any horrible lead up. But what I would say is, I feel like the reason, like, I feel like as a child, right, like you're very much closer to your mom, right, like, cause she's always with you, and so you understand her struggle. I could just say this as a guy, like you.
All right, I just remember he told me something. There's a reason our household cannot have two women in it, because a woman is a leader of the household. We're not trying to be stereotypically, but in the woman's
gender roles are
useful. There are but it's like a woman's a leader in the household. Two women cannot live in the same house. That's why
they're too territorial.
Yeah, they're too territorial. Man and man can live in the same house because
they kind of start beefing
at a certain point, but it's like it depends how cool you
how assertive you are.
Yeah,
like,
but it's like women are territorial by nature, so it's just like.
But it's like I know what I was saying. Yeah, that's true. And I just feel like as far as like that, like going into that, like your mom is always like with you because she's always like kind of lording over the house.
Yeah.
And so like as a child, like you're more connected. So like when you're younger, you definitely see the struggles that she goes through.
Like me and I love my dad, but me and him aren't like as close as because he was like in this country making
But see, that's
money.
the thing. As I got older, I started to understand my dad's struggle.
Yeah, it's like
because as you become a man, like you start
going through it.
Because there's a lot of shit that he doesn't let you see,
bro.
Even your mom see to protect y'all.
Yo, they said that on Breaking Bad. It was the smoothest line. He was like, "There's no award for being a dad. There's no award for being a good dad." He was like, mothers get praised. He was like, there's no pat on your back for being a good dad. You just do it.
Because as a dad, like
low-key, this is sort of private. Like some of this shit, my dad, like I don't even think my parents know I know this, but like when my dad came here, he low-key remarried I think him and my mom agreed for him to remarry, so Loki just to gain citizenship.
That's some shit. That's crazy. He did what he had to do though.
They don't even know.
But
And I
see,
Loki
that's-
just
yeah.
revealed that on
Yeah,
camera.
see.
But they don't watch this shit. So.
Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of men, we do the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? And then we, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
we
we're
do
not
the
saying
dirty
women
work.
don't do.
No.
dirty work.
Women do the stuff that's more like easily seen. You know what I'm saying? Like men go out and do shit that, you know what I'm saying? Like when a girl goes out to her job, right? She comes home, she talk about her job, she talk about what she did. Most men, when they go out to work, they come back, they don't talk about, you know, how their work went.
And
Bruh,
the toxic masculinity is like that. Kind of brings back the toxic masculinity.
Oh.
Like it's toxic to not give a guy an opportunity to express himself.
No, what
it's
toxic
something they don't need to do.
masculinity is the lack
Yeah.
of complete masculinity. Like that's what it is. And when you're lacking, and it comes from people not having parents,
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like-
full set of parents.
Parent shit.
My dad was always there, like from the beginning all the way through.
That's
So
why I'm
I'm
grateful. Like even though my dad,
I mean, he got a little dicey around the
Yeah.
divorce, but like
even
for like 99% of my life.
that's why I'm grateful about like having both sets of parents. Because even though my dad came to the United States, he was like he would like he would get a phone card and call my mom every day, tell her what's up. When he made a business decision here, he would call her and tell her about it.
Yeah, you
Like-
always need to have
Like
two
she
parents.
knew
It's so
all
important.
all his friends he met here, she knew them. Cause he would tell her everything. He communicated.
no,
Yeah,
it's,
like,
it's
so-
so important to have two parents.
So like
That's
yeah, but what I'm saying is like you get that full
Like,
complete stuff. So like when people be like, your moms be raising men, and I'm like, and that's why men are fucking weird right now.
yeah.
That's why
it's
they
hard.
bugging right now, because we don't. You're getting a female spin on what a man should be, and that has no correlation.
It's like when you look up to your dad, like that's like he's Superman to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's who
yeah.
you want to
And at
be.
the same time, it's
Like-
kind of bad just having just a father, not a mother. Because a mother's job or mother should tell you how to talk to women.
No,
And
see
she
now
needs
look,
to-
now look.
and
That's
she
what
needs to
the-
give you that
your
compassion
mom
and that
shows you
love.
compassion, love, and then also teaches you how to treat women
Yeah.
for the rest of your life.
And
That your dad shows you how to be a man.
yeah, and
Yeah.
low key, when you
And
like
when
a
you-
girl,
and when
when you like a girl, there's something that you were given from your mother that you see in a girl.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really I definitely.
What's up,
feel-
Kayla? Oh, there you go. She might be my mom. I already know. Like, but what is it? So yeah, that whole that one house thing, like your mom's trying to teach you how to treat a woman, but then like anything,
You need to
when
your
you
dad
work
to
in
show you
pairs
how
and then one thing stops working, this other one falls way far to the left. So you get this extreme female version of what a guy is instead of an actual guy being there to teach you what it really is and how to really deal with it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of aspects to men like
That
girls
women
just
don't
will never understand.
Yeah.
Like, and that's fine because we're different. You don't have to understand it because you've never been through it and you will never will. But like when I be seeing like, you know, kids be energetic and they be like, boy, sit down somewhere. Like, why you always being a dickhead? Like your sister doing
Yeah.
fine. Like they're not because
just
he's a
different shit.
dude and she's a
It would-
girl. Like she's cool sitting
it
down.
would be
he's
like-
energetic. Like, but they call it a problem because
Yeah,
they never
and then
felt
they
that.
got ADHD.
Because they don't understand now it's ADHD. It's not ADHD. He
He's
got
just a young kid.
testosterone. He off the wall, bro. Like it's just what it is. He hasn't learned how to
really handle that.
yeah, how to handle it. And that's what your dad is for. Your dad is how to rein in
Like
that,
your
you
dad
model
will
yourself
smack you in
after
your
your dad.
that ridiculous that aggression, that rage, the assertion, the dominance. You have to learn how to use
called?
it.
That's why.
Or you turn into a dick.
I saw a video. It's actually coming out again of It's what's that guy's name? The dude that made the mistake on the pageant.
Oh, Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. It was on the Steve Harvey
Mhm.
show. Yeah, and this black lady, she was hot, but that's besides the point. She's a mother, and she's like,
objectifying women.
I said
Toxic.
she was hot.
Toxic.
I apologize. But anyway, she stood up and she said, Steve, my husband, I feel like when my husband's disciplines our two boys, she goes too hard on them. And he said to her, she said to her, do you respect your husband? And she said, yes. Do you love your husband? She said, yes. Do you wish your sons to grow up to be like your husband? She said, yes. And he said to her, There it is right there. You think he's being too hard on them because you're a mother. You're supposed to like feel sympathy for your kids, but unless he's beating the shit out your kids, what he's doing is trying to raise them into grown men. He said
You gotta be a little more rough with boys.
He said to he brought up his marriage. He said when
Which one?
he's
had 3 of them.
but
He cheated in 2 of them.
But he said whenever
Which one?
He said when he was with his wife. He said whenever I think the one where he has 2 boys and 1 girl. I don't know which one. But anyway, he said to her, I don't know Steve Harvey's background like that. He said to her, he said I said to my wife, you can raise the girl because you'll teach her womanly stuff like that, but I'll handle the boys. He's like, I don't know what it's like to be a woman, so I'm not gonna try to play that role.
Yeah,
but I know how to be a boy and how boys act and how to be a man. So I'm gonna control the boys and teach them how to act like men.
I'm definitely not shitting on like single women.
Yeah,
single
Oh no, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But it would be like if I'm a single dad and I had a daughter and I'm trying to teach her stuff about,
Like,
she has her period. I
There's-
don't know what the fuck. to
There
do
are
about
things
that. I've
you
never had a period
can't. There
before.
are things you can't.
You just can't
teach.
I
because
would
you-
do my
yeah,
best,
it's like,
but I mean,
it's like that's why a lot of single mothers, I've heard some interviews, they appreciate when say uncle, their brother, or uncle-in-law would step in when the dad wasn't there, because it's like
that's how
guys need a male role model, a good one.
Yeah, that's the thing is that if as a guy like and as a kid, like if you don't have a good role model, you'll look for one anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of these kids that come from single parent households,
End up in
especially
the
moms,
streets.
yeah, they end up looking up to the OG on the street or the nigga that got the dope boy.
The toughest dude on the block.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Because you have to have somebody to model yourself after.
That's what's like that's what's lacking in the black community right now. Good role model.
But we know why that is.
Yeah, we know why that is.
Fucking
Well, I
mass
feel like
incarceration.
Yeah,
we have good role models, but I feel like they can't. Sometimes they just dip off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they so focused on themselves, they don't realize like, oh shit, I should come back and help everybody else.
It's just, it's rough because it's just a lot. It's a lot to do, and to like fight that uphill battle. Because at this point, it's a very steep hill that we have to fight up the hill to go back to being like unified.
I mean, I think it just would come down to honestly just respecting each other and just stop doing fuck shit. Like if you really like that person, stop cheating. Just stop doing all the extra shit and really work on yourself.
Unless you already told her that wasn't the case.
Yeah, but like if you're really in a serious relationship and you really find somebody that you really like fuck with and you really think
You
about
can be in a
this
serious
person.
relationship with multiple people.
But like if you really know that that's the one, like you like, oh, this really like the person.
Because
I
here's the
like.
thing, people are like, I think people,
I forgot about
people, people invalidate men and women that's been in multiple relationships, saying at a certain point it's not love. You can love multiple people at the same time, cause that's, because like, say you were married.
Oh no, we had multiple wives.
Yeah, no, you can.
Yeah, say you were married and your wife passes away, or you guys realize it's falling apart. It's better that we just become friends for the sake of, say, your kids, rather than try to fix something that's broken. That doesn't mean you hate her now.
Mm-hmm.
It just means like you realize
you
you guys have moved on. You're not on the same wavelength anymore, and you find someone new.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna love the new person if you think they're the one. That doesn't mean you hate your ex-wife now. It just means that
Transition.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm scared about for us, like for our generation, is I notice like a lot of people seem like they're scared to have kids and like they're not going to have kids until like they're 35.
No, I actually am not going to do it until I'm 30.
And it's like,
but I understand you have a reason because you might feel like you need a situation.
It seems like that's
yourself and growing up. But I feel like there is like
that's becoming a norm.
Yeah, it's become a norm. I don't want kids. Blah blah blah.
I wish I could find a John.
It's like,
every John I talk to want kids, and I don't want.
For like the ones I see on social media and just men and women in general, and like they don't want to have kids. But the thing is if you get too old to have kids, not only do your kids have a higher chance of having issues, you're too old to chase those little niggas around.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
With
like
back problems, trying to chase a 5-year-old.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like 27 to 30 is when I would start to have.
Yeah, I think that would make
like that. That's my window.
That's the peak
for like decision making. Like, are you having a kid? Because if you get past 30,
Low key,
That's
You
chalk.
kind of
Like,
just got chalk in that.
Yeah.
Low key, the thing is, at that time, it gives your kids enough time to grow up so that when they're like, say, teenagers, you're not too old to understand their problem.
Yeah.
You know, I see kids who are in high school and they had parents who were 56.
bro, my youngest brother is 2 right now. My dad is 46.
Yeah, that's
By the
what
time
it
this
is.
thing is old enough to do anything, he look 13 years from now, my dad's gonna be like 46, 59.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna.
He had no connection with it.
Situation.
I already know I'm gonna have to be talking to that kid. Like I already know, like, cause
But yeah, it's
Low
definitely
key,
fucked up.
I low key, I low key feel not pressure, but sort of like incentive to sort of like find the right one soon. Cause I know low key my parents' biggest dream is they want grandchildren.
Yeah, that's also what most parents.
my dad wants grandkids. But the cool thing about him is he has 5 sons. So,
So he gonna get
it's
it
not
from
my
somewhere.
he's gonna get it from somewhere, and there's gonna be a lot of them.
But
So
yeah,
it doesn't have to
That's
be
the
me.
thing, your biological clock, and that's a lot of these women that are talking about like, oh, I don't want to have kids, I want to focus on my.
Y'all better
career.
stop playing.
Oh,
Y'all
right.
got till 30.
Yeah, around 25 and 26, your biological clock is gonna go crazy. You're just gonna be trying to have kids from anybody, and it's not gonna be a good look.
Yeah, like first, yeah, because like you gonna
You're
get.
gonna rush into a
Look,
relationship.
if
about
you
that.
don't want kids, you better pray. That better be
you
your
might not
final
want
answer.
them now.
Yeah.
but
Final
Yeah.
answer. Y'all be on that joint praying you never have kids. Yeah, until you in the fucking
This is also
gyno trying to figure out why the
this is
joint don't
also-
work no more.
This
Like,
is also like kind of like certain people trying to fit labels. 'Cause I feel like a lot of girls I've met some girls who like I can tell they generally just do not want kids.
yeah, it's
Well,
some
there
women
are
that
some-
shouldn't be.
There are some that just want to fit the.
Oh, I want to break gender rules.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
like-
it's biologically a reason why you
bro,
want to
that's
have
one.
children.
That's one thing, bro. Don't live your life trying to prove something to somebody.
Or
Like,
meet
you're
someone
trying to
else
prove that you're so progressive. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Because then at the end, nobody's handing you an award. Nobody's giving you a trophy. You just gonna die. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
You're gonna
shit.
die.
And
Like, and
everyone-
then that's it.
And everyone dies alone, but you cannot die alone knowing you left
Your children.
your children.
But see, that's the thing is like a lot with this progressive stuff. Like it's like, oh, we need to get women out of the home and we want them to focus on the workforce.
Yeah, that's
And, like,
okay. But
yeah, that's fine. But like,
Who's
is that
watching
really
now?
super fulfilling? Like, it's cool to have a cool career, but at the end of the day, don't you want to go home and have a family?
Yeah.
Like actually have people that love you. And,
Yeah.
you know
And
what
I'm like, and the reason why guys do that less often is we are more dominant. Like, we like to conquer shit. So I feel like that's like a reflex for guys. Like, we like to dominate shit. So guys, there are some guys, not all, but there are a whole lot more guys that are willing to give up having any family to just run stuff.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
and I feel like if there are some women that also are like that, and do your thing, sis.
Yeah.
But a lot of y'all really aren't. But you guys want to be. You want to
But
be
it's
like
not
that.
that great.
But
Like,
it's
I
not.
know I'm
At the
like
end
that.
of the day,
if that's not
I
you,
realize that.
it's
I
like-
like what I make right now. I was like, bro, if I get all I'm looking for, like if I can hit like a little bit, if I get like 20, 30K more than what I'm doing right now, I'll be so fine. Like I don't want work to be a large section of my life. Like I don't want that to be my turning point. Like that. I want to like build things. I want passive income.
You don't want to
Like,
wake up to go to work.
Yeah, like
You know
some
what I'm
people.
saying?
Some
Yeah.
people
Or
eat, sleep,
stuff.
and breathe
Like,
their
they
career.
Love, yeah, they love it.
That's not me, and that's not a lot of people. And y'all, and the thing is, like in social media and like news and like this, everybody's telling you that that's the greatest person, and it's really not.
And everybody thinks they're a fucking brand now, and it's like you're always at work. It's just like,
I'm like, bro,
everybody chasing a bag.
chasing a bag that most of y'all will never get.
Like it's cool to chase a bag, but don't kill yourself trying to chase it.
First off, don't twist your ankle trying to chase that shit.
Don't
Like
give up stuff that you low-key know you want.
you
Just-
chasing a bag, running past all these other
Other
happinesses
great
in
things,
life.
yeah.
Like you just zipping past them because you're so focused on that money. When you get the money,
Who are you gonna spend it with?
let's be
You can-
honest.
You can buy
Let's
everything
be honest.
except
It
time.
feels so much cooler to spend money on other people. Like I spend money on my joint, I feel like king. When I spend money on my mom or my little brothers, that's awesome. I like that. Like I enjoy doing that. I don't even like buying myself stuff.
I mean, the other
I'm
thing
super
is-
cheap when it comes to myself. Like I'll buy somebody else something way more expensive than what I'll buy myself. I don't like blowing large
It
chunks of
also
money.
comes to not being able to enjoy some of your shit too. Like if you spend so much time working and you buy something and you don't have time to really enjoy
Yeah.
it, like what's the point?
Shoot,
I mean, I know it's a lot of rappers that buy these hella expensive cars, and then they go on tour and they never get to actually drive the fucking car.
Yo, that's why he's not a rapper, but the basketball player, Kawhi.
He was riding around in the 97.
Yeah, he's so in Tim Duncan, I think his name.
Yeah,
is.
Tim Duncan.
Like they drive normal cars. It's not because they're not rich and they kill their flag. It's just like
It's just they're comfortable in who they are.
Yeah, if
People
you're
need to be
in-
more comfortable.
like-
who you
Like
are.
he said, you make money. Don't
It's
let
not
money
for
make
the
you.
baby.
it's not
Yeah.
bad buying a nice car. Like if you've worked hard and you can afford to buy a nice car, treat yourself, treat your family, but don't buy yourself like a Lambo
Don't buy a Lambo
truck.
because everybody else got a Lambo.
Like, yeah.
Right.
Buy some shit that you like.
Yeah, I just realized that, like, now that I'm like a fourth of the way through life, hopefully it's only a fourth. Let's be honest, people clock out at 60. I might be a third way. This might be my last day. Like, we don't know when it ends, but we know that most people ain't hitting 100. So I'm already a quarter way through, and I was like, I had like a quarter life crisis. I was sitting there like, why aren't you rich yet? And then I started realizing, I was like, dog,
You still got
not
on
only that,
paper, you still got a lot of time.
yeah, but I was like, also, relax. Ain't nobody rich.
Enjoy it.
There's like, how many rich people do you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what we talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
everybody's trying to win the lottery.
real rich
Sometimes you
people-
just gonna be-
You don't know about them. Real rich people, you don't know their identity.
you never seen them.
Yeah.
You know the moderately rich people. You don't know the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Most of y'all don't even know what that name is.
Yeah.
They own America, by the way. They own America. Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and the other three families. They pretty much do own this place. I'm gonna get killed now.
You're gonna be like-
I'm gonna get killed now. That's alright.
No, we're about to see the laptop light up. Be like,
I was never
shut up.
All these FBI
delete that
agents.
shit right fucking now. No, but I was never. Also, the whole thing with me having a kid, I don't feel like I'm good enough a person to have a kid. Like I get to recopy myself. I'm not good enough to copy. I'm not good enough. I'm not. It's like an ass
Like,
movie
right
trying to
now,
make a sequel.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what are you
yeah.
doing? Like,
Like,
the
right
first
now,
one was-
I know, like, I have, like, growing up and maturing to do.
No,
before-
I mean, I feel like if I had a kid right now, I could.
That's
I
why-
could do it. I wouldn't want.
yeah,
to.
that's why. Yeah,
That's what I
like
said.
that's the problem too. Like when you see,
I gotta live what I preach.
like,
And I'm
yeah,
not right now.
like when you see,
That is true.
when you see like people our age and get like have kids or get a
Yeah.
girlfriend, it's not bad. Not because we don't want you to have kids, but it's like you know in your heart you're not ready.
So some
Some
of
are
them are,
some are
of them
like
aren't.
some people are mature
Yeah,
for their years.
it depends.
So some of them are ready, but a lot of them, like a lot of girls our age who have kids aren't ready to be mothers. They want to still be partying and having
Yeah,
fun.
like
A
when
lot
I be
of
seeing
guys
people like,
aren't ready to be fathers. They want to
like-
be like messing around with other girls.
look, if you think you old enough to have a kid, think. Am I going to be bugging my aunt or cousins or brothers to take the kid while I go party?
Yeah.
If you're still
If
thinking
you're
that,
if you're
you're too young to have a
If
kid.
you're still living with your own parents, you're not ready to be a parent.
Like, dude, there's a certain level of things you just need to get out of your system before you start creating
That's
people.
why I strap
'Cause
it up. Strap up.
I strap up a lot of the time. A lot of the time. Let's be honest, I only ever smash one joint. I don't just be fucking around. I'm horrified of STDs.
Yeah, that's.
Those things make sure I tuck my dick way in my pants.
Yeah.
Like, it
And apparently
stays.
they're on the rise too.
Yeah, like, bro,
Which is really
I
nice.
I smashed the one joint, she was a virgin. And I just been wrecking that. But like
Well, that shit made me hit my head.
we was both virgins. I didn't even take her virginity. We like swapped. She got mine and I got hers. Like I still got a virginity though. Like it's just not mine. So like
So
no, so like that's the only reason I felt cool and that's the only reason that you know what I'm saying. But like honestly, I'm terrified of STDs. I'm scared. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
like
true.
if I smash another joint, I know I'm gonna be like, yo, can you get tested? Like I know that's gonna be a question, and I don't understand why everybody gets so offended by that.
Yeah, get tested.
I don't know you, John. Like just get tested. What are you scared about? I will drive you there.
yeah.
I will pick you up and drop you off, sis.
Yeah,
Like,
speaking of all this, should we talk about the joint I was hating in the comment section or no?
look, we ain't gonna say much about you. Look, sis, look. It's obvious you ain't really watched the whole podcast or much of any of it. We ain't gonna drop your names because we ain't in the sneak dissing.
No.
This ain't no sneak diss, right?
No,
No,
this
this
is
ain't
not
no
all
sneak
we
diss.
talk about. we do actually talk about a very important.
We talk about
actually watch the
look,
whole
we talk about
podcast,
any
which you
issue.
should.
We talk about any issues that arise during the week. So if a lot of that has to deal with one thing or another, that just is what it
And
is.
if you don't agree with something somebody says, stop taking that shit so personal.
First off,
Not everybody is going to agree with you.
yeah, and as you just heard, I'm not an adult virgin. Ha. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? But like,
No, let me chill before I get in trouble, because I'm about to say some fucked up shit. I'm gonna
On the
just
dead
chill.
low, so.
But on the dead looks,
On the
you
dead lows.
can't be calling other people virgins and be crying because you don't get dick. Come on now.
That's definitely
chill
gonna
out,
be the Instagram
bro.
photo.
Chill out, bro. We not gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. We not
Because
in
we're
here.
really not into disrespecting people.
We not into
like I said, this
disrespecting
is
nobody.
just three guys talking about our opinions and trying to diffuse ideas and find
You
the
always
overall
want to
truth.
be
Yeah.
sensitive. Ooh.
So look, watch the podcast. I promise you it makes sense.
share it.
I promise you it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't want to watch it, send it to 10 friends like a chain email and let them watch it and then let them
And
report
then on the
back to you.
good side, shout out another joint. I ain't gonna put her on blast because people that support us get hate.
It was it was.
People
We
that-
did have a lot of supporters, so I want
Yeah, no, people. First off, shout out to I'm not gonna drop no names. Somebody said people messaging me they watched the whole joint, which is always crazy to me. That you gonna sit through an hour of my dumb ass talking
My
shit.
voice slurring ass.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. You gonna sit through the whole hour like that really flatters me a whole lot. That you would
We
even
appreciate that.
Yeah, like I do. And then listen, John hit me up on Snapchat and was like, "Oh, y'all make a lot of sense." I knew it was gonna be out of pocket because I know that's
Yeah,
yours.
yeah.
But you know, y'all was making a lot of sense on the joint, and I appreciate that she actually stuck through the entire thing.
Somebody
She
told me
didn't-
they cleaned their house while they was listening to it, and that was
Yeah.
really dope. That
Like,
they yeah.
I had a professor from middle school who I'm still close with because he wasn't a professor, he was a counselor, and he was just always that cool
Fuck you.
dude. No,
you-
he's a dude.
Oh,
Well, he did say all homos.
Yo,
so
shut
we
the
don't
fuck
know.
up.
look, bro, you can tell us, bro.
No,
You can
I
tell
like
us.
vagina.
Are
Even
you
though
sure?
Even though I can't guess them, but
Dang, bro. Look, it's alright. Once this joint blow up, we got the clout.
yeah.
Clout.
Don't be like academics.
Give me my fucking clout.
Academics thinks he thinks he's the best shit out there. But anyway, we
You think he's
appreciate
CNN.
y'all. Yeah, but we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. And
No, we appreciate it.
We're
This
gonna-
one is super long.
yeah. Bye.
This joint is long as hell.
It was.
That's what she said.
It's a lot
But
of
also,
things.
I appreciate y'all for watching this whole thing. If you got to this part, it's crazy. I would never listen to you talk for that. I would never do that.
We appreciate it.
So thank you.
We appreciate it.